You are now listening to the Sae Bae Cast, the #1 old school RuneScape podcast featuring guests from all across Galanor. To support this podcast, visit the Patreon link in the description.
All right, welcome to the Sae Bae Cast number 107 with Mick Homie. Mick, how you doing this fine evening?
Very, very excited to finally be on the Sae Bae Cast. Listen, man, I was starting to feel like you don't like me or something.
I absolutely see the fact, and you might be trolling, but you might not be. The thing is, I feel like there actually is quite a few handfuls of people that probably feel that way of like, man, Sater hasn't got me on his podcast, and I'm just like, dude, there's so many people, and it's like it's almost inevitable because like I have to get people on earlier, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, it stresses me out internally of like getting people on, because like, yeah, there's without naming names, because I just don't want to name the names, but seriously, for like a year and a half I've told a specific person that I'm going to get him on the cast, and it still hasn't happened, and it's just, yeah, it's just awkward.
It's funny too, because like I'm like, because we talked about like possibly having us on like last June, and I was like, maybe I forgot about me, maybe I should ask, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be that guy to be like, hey, have me on your podcast. Hey, excuse me, have me on your podcast. I did not want to be that guy. I literally did not, but yeah, I'm excited to finally get together.
It's cool. And
yeah,
also,
at some point I was like, I'm gonna bring him on on our podcast if you don't ask me soon, you know.
I definitely had to get you on first, you know, because now I'm set and primed to go on your guys' podcast, which I am excited for. So whenever you guys invite me, I'd love to.
Let's go. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun time.
And if you want, you know, okay, so here's one thing that I also stress about internally is getting 2 guests on at once. Because in my head, I'm thinking, oh, well, if I ask 2 guests that haven't been on yet, then they're going to think that they're not special enough to have had an exclusive episode of just them. And I don't know if maybe that's only in my head. I can see that some people might feel that way simply because of the amount of just exclusive casts I have had. And that most of the casts that I've done with 2 people have been repeated guests. And so sometimes I'm like, man, I really want to get through some of these guests, and the trio, you know, ones where it's me and 2 guests is really fun, but I don't want people to feel bad that I'm just just kind of squishing them into an episode with 2 people. You know what I mean? Like, just
yeah, I feel like if there were like some predetermined synergy between them, like if you were to have like, you know, like me and Lops, you were on the Base After Dark podcast, like that makes sense because like we are on co-hosts together. So
yep.
Like if there was like, if you got like 2 random people that like don't even know each other, maybe that's when they'd be like, okay, I guess he's just trying to like satisfy me asking him to be on the podcast. But I feel like if they were like a group already, if they were like, you know, 2 peas in a pod already,
a package deal.
Exactly. You know, they're known friends. Then that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've tried to do. I think the most interesting combo that actually worked out pretty well, because they actually do like each other and know each other, was a Cold One and Eli. That was
really,
that was a fun one, because like I feel like people don't recognize that they were already, you know, somewhat friends, and so getting them on, they're like, whoa, holy shit, like a PKer and a PVMer,
like PVMer, yeah, like a Grandmaster. Honestly, that's like, I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet, but I one of the ones that I was like, wow, that's like, I wonder how that conversation is gonna be, because you would never expect them to have any kind of like literally any kind of like interest in each other or connection.
So
I like the one. Yeah, I like the one too. The one with Person Joe and Tasty. Like they're like one of those like predetermined. Oh my god, that was a good one too. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta like throw those casts in where you just know like this is just gonna be fun. It's not about like really learning much about. It's like, oh, it's a new person that I don't know about. Like it's just. People know who Prison Joe is. People know who Tasty is, and we're just gonna chat. You know, just have a good time. So I want to ask you though, what's been your like most, I guess, interesting cast that you've done on Real Homie Hour, or like one that was oh shit, this is strange.
So for anyone that does not know what the Real Homie Hour is or who the Real Homie Hour is, that's actually mine and Lopsy's podcast, where we usually have like 2 guests on at one time. So for any listeners that don't know what the Real Homie Hour is, that is what it is. But this year I would say the best cast this year, and I don't want to like hurt anyone's feelings, but
You're gonna.
the last cast, honestly, no, because I was saying the best cast was T-Pop and Stacey, and I'm gonna say it's Idol and Hannah.
Oh, that's
this
awesome.
time, because honestly, I learned so much from Idol and Hannah, and I know you just had Idol on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Last podcast, and he's like just genuinely, they're both just genuinely like smart as hell when it comes to like YouTube. and Hanani literally is just funny, genuine funny.
Mm-hmm. They're both just genuinely just fun people.
Yep. Yeah, I think we were like 3 or 4 hours in. I didn't even I thought we were still in the first hour.
That's so cool. That's good. That's when you know a podcast is good. When you like look down at the OBS time, you're like, Jesus, it's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's like, holy.
Yeah, you're like, what the? That happened very quickly. Yeah, and you know what it is too? Like I out of all the podcasts I like to like usually like do I enjoy the ones mostly when they're like people I would never have expected to have a conversation with. Like if it wasn't for the podcast, I would never have talked to Hanani and Idol. Or like honestly, even though Chungus is like a pretty like close person to like the homies community now, like I never would have talked to him if it wasn't for the podcast. And getting to know him was like there's like just so many layers to Chungus that you don't get on stream.
I know.
Like yeah. If I could say one person out of all the people that we've ever had on the Real Homie Hour, Chungus is the most interesting person that you could ever have on the podcast, because there's like he plays RuneScape, he does Yu-Gi-Oh. There's just so many different things that about him.
Yep. No, he's awesome. I've had him on twice, and both times I'm just like, this just feels good to have you on. Like,
yeah.
He lightens up the air too. It feels like it just you just don't take things as seriously when he's on. Just feels good.
One of the people I'm like most excited to meet this summer, or I guess this April. I'm gonna hopefully meet him at this base event. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm really. Dude, I have not met literally anybody yet from the old school. I mean, besides Ryan, who lovely dude. I freaking love him, but he's not like like a household creator. He streams here and there, but meeting a lot of creators this April, I'm like, holy shit, I'm fucking stoked.
Do you have any concerns or like reservations of finally meeting up with these people that you've met on the internet?
Not really. I don't really know how I feel about it, because to be honest, I haven't had a full-on friend meetup it literally in like 5 years. And this is a friend meetup where I haven't even met the people yet. So it is definitely strange to be like, oh shit, like I'm meeting people that I kind of know but have never met in person for the first time, and it's all just happening at once for 5 days. Like,
yeah,
just like
and the craziest part is like it's like in the like middle of like Tennessee woods. Like what? Like I someone came into my stream, I think it was like Krylax or somebody, and they were talking about like the Tennessee plans, and I was like, bro, there's like literally no way Bodie's flying all the way from the UK to come to the middle East Bumblefuck. Like, why? Like, what like you know, it just makes no sense. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I know. Dude,
I would.
Yeah, that literally, it just gets me excited. Sorry for interrupting. It gets me excited that Bodie is coming. Like, what the fuck? That just seems out of place, almost just like, Bodie, like the biggest streamer in the category, is just randomly gonna pull up, just hang out for 5 days. I mean, every time the past 2 times I've popped into Bodie's stream, I resubbed one time, and then I just typed in like VB cool or something. And both times he's just been really excited. He's just been saying, "Ooh, can't wait to see you in Tennessee." I'm just like, shit, like it's actually happening.
Yeah, and it's like literally like a month. Like it feels so far away, but it's really not. Like,
it's scary close.
I would say reservation wise, like it's always like kind of like scary to meet like people because you're like, are they gonna be like how they are online, or are they gonna be like actual are they, do you ever feel like a little like like a little starstruck sometimes like when meeting some people?
Oh yeah, like it won't feel real. I mean, I don't know. I feel like meeting people in person that you've only seen online for years is just a surreal feeling in general, even if they're not considered a celebrity in your mind. It's just like, wow, you're a real human. Like, what the fuck? Like, even meeting you, I'll just be like, huh, you've just always been on the television. Like, you're just actually a real person. It's
I will say, and you can tell when we meet or when you meet everybody at Tennessee. I feel like everybody is a much smaller IRL versus on screen. On screen, everyone looks so wide, and then like when they like you finally get them right next to you, everyone's tiny.
Really?
Listen, I don't know. Prison Joe might be listening to this. I thought Prison Joe was
Joe's
like
narrow as
huge.
fuck. Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
I thought he was huge.
He is,
but like,
isn't he?
No, listen, he's much slimmer. Like he's fit. Like he's Diesel. But like I thought he was like the Rock size, but no, like he's just a buff guy. Not like Dwayne the Rock Johnson or anything. That's what I I perceived him to be on the internet. You know,
that is so funny. I mean, because to be fair, the pictures he posts on Twitter are generally after like the biggest pump leg day of all time.
Yeah.
So he looks way more massive when you see full body shots.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Really, it is. But like, funny. I was like, oh, well, he's like not that. I mean, he beat my fucking ass, but yeah.
So who was out of the so you went to TwitchCon? What was the most surprising person, I guess, to see? Like, who was like, oh, this is not what I expected you to look like? Because I will say there is something to be said about camera angles, lighting. Being in like a certain position at all times on stream, where all of a sudden you see him in person, you see like a full 360, you're like, oh shit. So who was like the most, I don't know, interesting or just like, I don't even know surprising, I guess.
I want to say Bodhi, but I didn't really spend too much time with Bodhi. Like, but like that's another, like I thought I would be like a little starstruck when Bodhi came around. And honestly, I was like, this is a regular ass guy. Not like he's like nobody, but I was like, why did I think he was gonna be so famous and celebrity like? I was like, he's literally just out here having fun. He's just a party animal, really. That's it.
That's so crazy that you just didn't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to experience. I feel like I'm going to be starstruck slightly, but it'll probably pass in like a few minutes. I'll be like, okay, whatever. We're just people.
I would say like look appearance wise. Qneeks, I expected was like you see him, but like he looks much more beautiful in person. He is a beautiful. Listen, I remember like I think he came to my Airbnb once, and I just like we were like outside, like maybe having a barbecue or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I like look across the table, and his chin was just glistening. Like it was like I was like, wow, he has the most chiseled chin, like perfect jawline.
Yep.
Like perfect teeth. Like I was like, he's a beautiful man.
He is. He is. He's just well groomed, and in a good way. Like just well he takes care of himself.
I would almost say like if you were to look at him, you could just tell he smells good. Like,
yep.
If that makes any sense.
I wonder because like he's been talking about like wanting to put on some size and stuff. Because, like, dude, with his fucking jawline and his like all the other perfect features, he puts on like some muscle, like Jesus, like that. He's gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah. See, there's a thing that like that stops all of us. Like I always tell myself, man, I could have really had like a different life because I'm not like ugly, but I'm not like the best looking. I'm kind of funny. If I was fucking 6 foot tall, bro, my life would just be different. Like I would have such a different life.
So wait, sorry, I just need to ask. So, okay, so I'm 5'11". How tall are you?
I am 5'6". Don't make fun of me.
Listen, I would never make fun of somebody for their height because it's the last thing you should ever make fun of somebody for because it's literally the one thing they cannot change.
Yeah.
But I real talk. Like, I'm just glad that I was at that height where it's like, I'm not short and I'm not tall, but it never really crossed my mind. But I definitely have like seen like, yeah, if I was like under 5'8", that would unfortunately just be something in the back of my mind. Just real talk. So
listen, like as as much as me and Keenigs want to put on like weight and get a little diesel, they're just gonna try to pick us up. Like everyone's gonna want to give us uppies. Okay.
I will say, this might not actually be true. I think it is. I mean, because that's all the shit I've heard. It's a lot easier to put on like size as a shorter guy because there's just less to.
Where's it gonna go?
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like because if you were like 6'7", skinny as hell, like that would be so much harder to look jacked. You'd have to put so much work in.
Yeah.
But, 5'6", dude, like you could look jacked in a year, like just totally jacked in a year.
It's funny because I actually have average pretty much neglecting my personal health for about like 25 years. And I've like just been hitting the gym up recently, and I'm like,
shit.
damn, like it's like that easy. Like all I gotta do is go to the gym 2 to 3 times or almost 4 times a day, like a week.
Yeah, not a day.
And I'll look a little bit better than like I was like, wow, this is like much. Why did I stop? And you know what it is too? Like the first week sucks. The first week absolutely sucks.
It just hurts. It's weird. It's like this isn't right. This isn't. Yeah.
But now I'm like, bro, I didn't like push myself hard enough. Like I'm like, I need to like. I was like, would it be crazy to like do some more workouts at home?
Dude,
like
that's literally like the best part about it is like the beginner gains are. It's so easy to put on muscle initially, even if you're a complete beginner. Obviously, if you have some sort of frame, like you've at least like done some sort of physical activity or like worked manual labor or something, you have somewhat of a frame. But seriously, like the first 10 pounds of muscle is fucking easy. I mean, it just takes like, I don't know, maybe half a year for most people to just put on 10 pounds of muscle if you just work out 3 days a week. And eat enough protein. That's literally all it is.
That's the hardest thing with me right now. It's like my diet sucks. I cannot stop stuffing my mouth with garbage.
Just be
really
sure to like
part.
make that garbage like burgers and just like shit with tons of protein, because then at least you're getting it. But if it's like me, because I have a sweet tooth, I'll fucking eat a 5-pound bag of candy, and I'm just like, okay, that did nothing.
See, that's the thing is like I don't eat a lot of like sweets or chocolate or anything like that. I eat a lot of rice. I eat like a carb. Like I grew up in the Philippines, so like every meal I have is like 2 cups of rice and a protein, and it's like, bro, you're gaining a lot of weight because you're eating like 3 times the amount of rice normal people eat.
Yeah, rice is fucking good though.
Exactly, and rice. It's like, wait, so someone told me like, oh, the amount of rice you're supposed to eat is like the size of your fist, and I like looked down at my plate and it's like 3 fist sizes, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is just the first plate.
Yeah. No, I mean it's actually insane to think how little, at least the vast majority of people, like how little people know about proper nutrition and stuff, even with the just vast amount of knowledge on the internet that we could like look up things. I mean, it really is just its own like science. Like if you didn't have parents that taught you about like nutrition, which my parents didn't teach me shit about anything health related or exercise related. I mean, it was always in my head like this is good to do, but like to what extent and how to properly have a diet and stuff was not taught to me. So being in adulthood and just over the years learning how to take care of yourself and do stuff, it's just a fucking process. Like it doesn't come all at once. So.
I you know what it is too? I don't know if you like grew up like extremely wealthy or not wealthy or not, but like I feel like I grew up in like a non like wealthy situation, so like we were eating like a lot of like instant food, have some ramen, like like, and like growing up like that, you're like, okay, this is fine to eat for the rest of my life. And then you get to your late 20s, early 30s, and you're like, yeah, my body cannot eat. My body cannot eat pack of ramen every day. Like, I cannot do that to myself.
I know. It's like in the mornings before middle school and high school, I'd literally eat like 3 bowls of fucking Fruity Pebbles, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Like the day's ready. Like, let's fucking go.
Yep.
If I did that now, I'm like, dude, I'm like in my bed an hour later sweating. I'm just like, Jesus, I feel like shit.
And it's crazy, like how much like food can really like mess you up a little bit nowadays. Like if I eat something like a little, I don't know, like too sugary or too something, my body like it's like, yeah, you got to take the rest of the day off, man.
Yep.
You don't have any energy. Like if I eat, say like I used to eat like 3 plates of Chinese food, I'd be like, yeah, I'm done for the day. I cannot do any kind of work or nothing else.
Couch
That
time.
is it for me.
Yep.
But back in the day in high school, you'd be like, okay, when's the next meal?
Yeah. I know. One thing that is cool about weightlifting and just kind of getting more into just exercising, because trust me, I was not always just looking to like exercise and stuff. I'm obviously still not in like, peak shape that I'd like to be in, but at least getting those habits in. It feels better to eat now because I just know it's fuel. I kind of treat food more as fuel now than I did previously. It was just all entertainment for me. Just like, I'm going to eat this because it's going to fucking taste good. Now it's more like, okay, focus in a little bit more and treat it as like, okay, this is going to help fuel, my activities for the day. And that's been healthier for me to look at food and stuff that way.
Yeah, I think my like biggest thing, I got to tell myself, slow down. The food ain't going anywhere. That's so like hard. PSAX actually was because when I met him at TwitchCon, I was like, damn, you look good, bro. What'd you do different? He's like, I just started taking my time eating my food and I stopped overeating. And like I was like, okay, maybe I do that. And I like drink a glass of water before I eat now to fill my stomach, and I'm like just actually breathe after each bite, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually full like halfway through the meal instead of going for seconds.
It's so hard because like when you start, I feel like for me it's sort of like the depression of like, I'm gonna depression eat, like I'm just gonna go fucking hard right now, and it's almost like I want to just feast myself, just shove food into my mouth because it I guess it has like those dopamine receptors are so familiar.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like this is.
I'm almost like coping with the food.
Yeah. Like this is my therapy right now. Like I fucking need
pretty
to do
much.
this. But you're totally right.
Yeah.
If I were to just calm down, like yes, the food might get a little bit colder, but who the fuck cares? Just slow down, eat. Yeah, I have a big problem with that. I've always eaten like that too. Just shove the food in my throat.
Did you have a big family growing up?
No, I had 3 other siblings, so family of 6.
I feel like part of me was like I had a lot of I'm an only child, but I had like a lot of family that would like share the food. Like I said, if you didn't eat fast enough, you wasn't getting food. So I would be like, like give me that plate, give me this plate, give me the seconds now.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time I bring that up, if someone like comes from like a big family, like that kind of like shares their food, it was like the same way. They like overeat a lot because they're like trying to get the food growing up versus their siblings.
Dude, that is straight up part of the reason I eat so fast is just that sibling rivalry of like waking up in the morning and there's limited amount of French toast or whatever. You're like,
yeah,
I'm
bro,
fucking going.
If you didn't wake up early enough for the bacon, you were beat.
Yeah, like, you're not gonna get any. And no remorse either. You're not gonna.
They don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care. They you know what? And you'd be like, why didn't you wake me up? And they'd be like, well, more food for us.
Yep, literally. Yeah, that it really is a just competitive side of eating. I was like, why? Like, why the fuck did I need to grow up that way? Because it really has just made a permanent effect on my eating habits. Just I got to eat this now, like, yeah. That's another problem is like if I'll go grocery shopping, I'll be like, okay, I got to get a treat, or 2. But my problem is that I've just internally recognized snacks as I have to eat the whole fucking thing right now or else it's going to get stolen or like subconsciously I'm like, I need to eat this all right now for some ungodly reason. And then I do
That's like, literally someone was like, he was like, why you you don't have to finish that right now. You can put the rest away. I'm like, but no,
No,
like
you can't.
I won't. I can't. Like I gotta just finish it. You know, like I was like, maybe it was like, I don't know if it was like ice cream or something, but like I was like, yeah, there's like a couple bites left, and they're like, yeah, you can save it for next time, and I'm like, no, because I it's not gonna be as good. I was like, it's either gonna be gone or it's not gonna be as good as next time. So I gotta eat it. I was like, this is the freshest it's ever gonna be. I'm gonna eat it now.
It's horrible. It's so hard to save things. So like, Jesus, yeah. It's just the way I was raised and the way you were raised. Clearly, I mean, yeah.
It's okay. It's crazy. That's like you know, the nature versus nurture thing. There's like so many like little things that you don't even think about, like that affects you from when you were a little lad to now. And you like when you actively think about it, like they're like, wow, this like that is actually crazy. Those little things that my parents or my family did is now affecting me today.
Yeah, like that is who I am now. Like, God damn it. Yeah. So I want to kind of go back to the podcasting. So what actually got you inspired to make Real Homie Hour with Lopsy?
So I actually I wanted to make the Real Homie Hour for a long time. I actually went through a couple different people that I approached to start the podcast with, and you know I the for me the Real Homie Hour was I wanted. If you don't know me, my name is Mick Homie, obviously, and my biggest thing is making homies through the internet. And I've always wanted to have a podcast where I can have friends that I've met or I want to know about, like a place to like learn more about them and have other people learn more about them, no matter like what size their content creator or wherever they come from. So I don't know. It's like, you know, I met Lopsy. Like, I didn't really know him well at the time, and I was like, fuck it, this is perfect. This is like exactly what I want. Like, I want to build a friendship with somebody. So why not Lopsy? We'll do Lopsy, and I can learn about his friends. He can learn about my friends, and it's the perfect thing for a podcast.
That's so
you know,
cool.
I used to. Honestly, the biggest inspiration is you. I literally was listening to like every Sae Bae cast that came out at the time when I was thinking about doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit. That's humbling. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I've always I don't know, the thing with like being a content creator on the internet is just like that. I would say probably the most fun I've ever had was just like meeting a bunch of different people, even if it's like just through the internet, you know?
Yep. Yeah. So what? I guess one of the questions I actually, you know, offered on your guys' Base After Dark podcast was just like, I'm trying to remember exactly the words I used, but just like, what did you not, or what was it exactly? Like, what happened? What did you not anticipate happening that did happen? I guess from starting your podcast, I guess like something that you didn't think would be like an outcome of starting a podcast.
I didn't think I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect so many people would be willing to be on.
Yep.
Like I expected like I go ask people and they'd be like, no, I don't want to waste my time on this rinky dink podcast. You know,
that's
like,
what everyone feels like. That's exactly what I still kind of feel that way. Luckily, it's passing because I have had some like big names on. But like, dude, for the first year, I'm like, no, why are people deciding to come on this?
Another thing too is like I always wanted to kind of keep it like smaller size, like give people who don't have an audience like an audience. But then it's also like, well, people are like that are like starting to find a podcast or like suggesting, why don't you go reach out to this person? We want to hear this person on. Like I never would have asked Hanani to be on, but someone was like, oh yeah, she's amazing. You need to go ask her to be on your podcast. And I was like, okay, fuck it. If people want to listen to her, we'll ask her to be on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And they're usually the best ones. The guests I've had on, at least, is like the ones that I'm kind of more apprehensive to bring on. They usually end up being the most interesting conversations.
You know what? I feel like we have like we don't really have any we don't know what to expect. So when it finally happens, you're like, wow, this is like completely different from my expectations. It went above and beyond everything I thought was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, like
it's
go
cool
ahead.
because it really is just a consistency thing where with podcasting, like nothing happens initially. It just feels like you're starting something and you feel kind of like awkward asking people, but then it eventually just turns into something. It just kind of blossoms slowly over time, which is like the great thing about podcasting, in my opinion.
Would you like I'm episode 104,
107.
107. How long has the Sae Bae cast been going to get to episode 107?
So I started December or I think it was December 7th, 2020. So it's been about 28 months
Wow.
or
So like
27 months, I guess.
so over 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Same question to you. Do you is there like anything specific like you feel like was gonna go one way versus like
To be honest, my initial kind of desire for the podcast was literally just to talk to people about RuneScape. I think part of the inspiration came from those like clan podcasts, and I mean just any sort of long form conversation that was already in OSRS. I mean OSRS podcasts with Rice Cup, Min Mad Cow, and Rakesy, I would listen to, and I'm like, this is just cool because it's something that not many people are doing, is just talking, and it's something that I would definitely be interested in, just like talking. I don't want to sit down and edit 12 hours of footage and get all that. Like I just want to talk, and I think just the fact that there wasn't much going on besides a few podcasts just got me really excited about it. But initially it really was just like, okay, I'll do this, here and there, talk to somebody, but then I was like, you know what? I'll just try to do it every week, because why not? Because that was like all the.
yeah.
So I don't know if you've looked up things like how to make a good podcast or something, just like searching on Google. I used to do that all the fucking time when I first started, like the first like
I
few
probably
months.
should.
I mean, it's all like
I probably
generic.
should.
It's all like generic shit, but that you would already know, like consistency. But I would just kind of like lean into it, sort of be like, okay, like, all right, I'm gonna try to do this every week because that's clearly at least the science, the analytics that people see is like consistency is gonna make the show big. That nothing else will do it besides you uploading. So
Well, they say you can't convert unless you take the chance. And if you're not taking a chance, if you're not uploading, people are not gonna take a chance on you if they can't hear it. So
I will say as well, Mick, like with podcasting, like the previous episodes you've done have a higher the more episodes you do, the higher chance those previous episodes just start getting recommended almost. It's weird because like
yeah.
It'll just happen because like literally I had an episode just a couple months ago that I uploaded 2 years ago, not even a content creator. The guy's name is BC Guppy. Just randomly YouTube shoved it into the algorithm and he got like 90,000 views in like 3 days compared to it was just camped at like 2,500 for 2 years, and then it just shot up. So like that is really like the beauty of it, is like a lot of the podcasts you're doing and Base After Dark's doing, I'm doing, some other people, it's like it's all timeless, it feels like. So
Yeah.
you just build your category. But yeah.
Exactly. I would say like I've like noticed too is like I don't really know anything about YouTube analytics. I just upload stuff on YouTube and hope it does well. But I have been seeing like older episodes, like actually like whenever I release a new episode, the older episodes also get new views every single time. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess people like this episode enough to go check out the previous stuff.
And you've started on YouTube Shorts, because I've seen some of your guys' shorts on there when I scroll through. I'm becoming that TikTok zoomer that's like going on YouTube Shorts. I didn't think I'd ever convert, but like, damn it, it's addicting, man. Just flipping through shorts, like, gee, oh my god. I don't have a TikTok, but I feel like I get that experience through.
I can't do a TikTok because I know what's gonna happen. I'm never gonna get off. I'm never gonna get anything done if I get a fucking TikTok. If I get a TikTok, because YouTube Shorts, like if there is like one home improvement YouTube short put in front of me, it's over. Because every time I see someone like build something or like crap something, I'm like, oh crap, I'm like stuck. I gotta see more of this content.
Mine's food.
Yeah, or like they like the recipes, like
Yep.
like but my I don't, they have an algorithm for you somewhere, but it's like, and I heard the TikTok algorithm is even crazier. So like they like literally like pinpoint everything that your brain wants at the moment. So I definitely don't want to get on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just, it's still in my mind that TikTok is like for, 15-year-olds that it's just not my, but it's just everyone uses it. That's the crazy thing. In my mind, it just seems like a kid thing. It's like what I expected like Snapchat to be when I first started. It was just like, this is like what high schoolers use, but everyone uses it now.
I think it's a combination because I like ask my like community. I'm like, you guys want to like TikTok content? They're like, who the fuck even has TikTok? What are we, Zoomers? So like I feel like we're all in the same. Like I guess like for us, like our community probably doesn't have as much TikTok as like I would say like people in like the base community probably they're a little bit more like normie, like they probably have a TikTok. Like people that are a little bit more like they lean a little more into like the RuneScape. They're like more committed than a regular RuneScape player. They probably don't have a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
So how have YouTube Shorts been? Because I feel like you guys upload them quite regularly. Do you just do it after like an episode, or just do it here and there?
So the way I do it is I will cut the podcast, and after each podcast, I will at least try to get one YouTube short. If it's a really, really good podcast and I was a good boy and took notes of all the good moments, I will go back into them and snip them and convert them into a YouTube short.
That's cool.
And then I will pre-plan them, go like I'll plan 2 or 3 for that episode to link back to that episode.
That's cool. Does it seem like it does pretty well? Like I've never made a short yet, so I'm just.
I think they're probably the most like views that we get on the channel for sure.
That's
like,
cool. That is a. I don't know.
And more people come into my stream saying they saw my short.
That's cool. See, I think the thing that excites me about it is simply the fact that now that I've started getting into watching shorts, like I see your guys's, I see Idol's shorts. I see like random PKing shorts and stuff, or I'm like, and there's even people I don't even, like I'm not even subscribed to these people, and so it's like it's almost being force fed in a good way, like in the most positive way. You're being force fed new creators, I guess, and it's kind of like, oh, so I was just thinking, maybe I should kind of get into this because it does seem like uncharted territory that you and you and Base After Dark are doing pretty good at it. I see your guys' shorts a lot.
I'm not really good with like the YouTube analytics, but I do like understand like some of them. Like how like it shows you like your age group of who watches your videos. Mm-hmm. Like regular videos, they're gonna be like your generic male 21 to like 30 for like the podcast. But if you like look at the shorts, it like is like a whole spectrum. Like it's
really?
like almost like an equal amount. Yeah.
Really?
I was like, yeah.
Shit.
I have like one of them shows like, oh, like there's people like 65 and older. There's like right now on our overall, because of the shorts, 14% of the people that watch this YouTube channel are 35 to 44. But normally it would just be 25 to 34.
What about female ratio? I'm just genuinely curious because mine's always like less than
female
1%.
is 6%.
Wow. That's massive. That's awesome.
And obviously I got a little rinky-dink YouTube channel, right? But like think about what it would do for your channel. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder. That would be cool. So here's the other question I have. Is it have you noticed at all, or do you think it's wise to make a second channel that's just made for clips, or is it appropriate to flood your main one with like a short or two after? I just wonder, is that like cluttersome, or does it seem to work well to just have it all on?
You can kind of like categorize them in a playlist, and then I mean, I was gonna take the Hanani approach about it. She made 365 shorts that's like pre-made for the rest of the year on her channel. So I'm gonna assume that's the move. I mean, she's pretty successful. I think she's pretty successful at YouTube.
So what are they? I mean, how do you pre-make 365? Are they all just the same theme?
She just took her videos that she currently has now and just broke them out in little 30 to 60-second clips.
Wow.
Like, take your rambles and just cut 30 to 60 seconds of each one. Do it in a week, and there you go. If they do good, they do good. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean?
So let's just say, I'm sorry to just treat you as like my personal, like, I don't know, person that's just helping me with all this. I'm my personal mentor. But like, do you think if I were to make like a bunch of I'm just hearing that for like Hannity doing 365 pre-made, Jesus Christ. I just think, would it be wise to just make an entirely new channel and then just flood that channel with all things clip related, just so like so my main channel is just untouched with all that? Or
I feel like
that's the better move.
I feel like you want them to be in the same channel because, like, if you watch a short, right, and you're like, wow, I like this content, you usually just click on that person's account to see what else they have.
That's true. But
sometimes I wouldn't go out of my way to like. I feel like it's much more work for your viewers or potential viewers to go find your other stuff. The nice thing is you already have a repertoire of a lot of different content, podcasts, rambles, and other stuff, right? So like all you need them to do is just click one button to get to the rest of that.
That's true. I just worry about my current subscribers being butthurt, just being flooded with shit I've never uploaded. That's the.
I mean, I don't know, but it's kind of one of those like situations. Like it's kind of like streaming, like if you do the same things over and over again and don't have any change, there's really no growth. Like you kind of have to like take the risk and just do it.
Okay. I'm gonna briefly go over to the Twitter topics. So we got one from Heater, and he's asking maybe a story of how the Homies formed initially. So we haven't even talked about this, but you have a massive clan in game called Homies. Can you expound on that a little bit?
So the Homies are I would say the Homies is more of like I wouldn't even say like a RuneScape clan. It's more of a community because there's even people that are into Homies that don't play RuneScape or used to play RuneScape and don't play RuneScape anymore, but they're still active into Homies. But it's a place where you can go find friends, be friends, genuine friends that will accept you for who you are. We don't really tolerate any kind of bigotry or weird comments that will make people feel unsafe or unwelcomed. It is the best place for you to find homies, friends. The best way to describe it. But it was started by me, Jixie, Dank Cyanide, and PV Self, if you guys know them.
Yep.
Some of the greatest people, and it started very wholesomely, just a group of friends that wanted to find more people to be friends with that were not toxic people on the internet. And if you guys know them, you know that those are the most wholesome people you'd find on the internet. So it's kind of just group from that.
So started with 4 people. How many does it have now?
The Discord has, let's take a look here. Currently, the Discord, I believe last time I checked, it was like 750 or 760 people, something like that.
That's so cool.
We do like a like a quarterly hunt, which is like a PVM event, which usually has like 120 to 150 people with like a pretty sizable pot. Kind of like a bingo that's on crack, essentially.
So is it just for gamers that are like really into the game and have a lot of time to spend, or is it kind of welcome to everybody? Just
welcome to anybody, because the nice thing about doing a hunt versus a bingo board is whatever you're working on is probably on the board. It could be Wintertide, it could be Temperos, it could be Nex, TOA, whatever it is, that's probably worth points. So anyone of any level is welcome to do the hunt. And the nice thing too is like with the Homies as well, it's like we don't really have like a, most clans have like a gear check or like a total level or a or what, some kind of requirements to be in it. Ours is really more like a vibe check. Like we don't let random people join, unfortunately. You can be a guest, and we find that you're someone that fits our community, we will extend you an invitation.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like we were very, very, that's like one thing about the homies is we are very, I want to say exclusive, but like we try not to include people that would be either a harm to the community or someone that just doesn't fit in,
Yep. Yeah, that's always so tough because like you want to be as welcoming as possible, but it's like there's just people that just won't, like you said, fit in. Yeah.
I don't know, and it's like our little like inside joke is like :G, which is like the gorilla.
Yeah, I always type that.
Yeah, but it's like the nice thing about the homies, it's like it's not about one person, it's all about us. Like ape strong together, So
That's
like
cool.
we kind of have to be a little bit selective so that we can all thrive.
I think that's really just like an awesome thing to pursue is kind of building a community like that. So how has it been? So how long is that? Should I call it a clan? Should I just call it a community? Like how long has this community been around for?
Community is definitely the best way to put it. I mean, see, like, because I feel like it was officially it came out when the clan update came out. But before that, we were all like friends to begin with. Like even before the homies started, we would all just hang out in the same friends chat, same CC or whatever it was that you used to be able to hang out with. Chat channel, the friends chat channel. Like I used to have like a little like PKing clan back in the day when I used to be a PK streamer, and the homies would hang out there.
Did you actually used to be a PK streamer?
Listen, I used to be the best right click only PKer, okay?
Wait, what? What do you mean right click only? I'm nervous.
Before just a little deviation from the homies thing. So when I was a little like maybe it's like my third week of streaming, maybe. I never got a raid before that because it used to be when you're a one viewer Andy, you really don't know what a raid is if you don't know anybody in the community. I'm
Cute
PKing,
yeah.
quote unquote PKing.
Where are you PKing?
The Edgeville PvP on my one defense pier.
Okay.
It's will raids me. I go from like one person in my chat to like 1,000 people. I'm quote unquote fighting this guy. I'm like clicking on, but I'm like, it's just walking through him. I'm walking through him.
Oh,
my left click attack options were not on, and the whole entire time in front of 1,000 new people, I'm just clicking through this person, and I am like getting absolutely owned. And I was like just like so embarrassed. This is before I met Whale. I go into Whale because I'm like, who the hell is Whale SteamWorld Tale first? I go in his live stream, I give him a follow. He's like, oh, it's Mick, the right click only PKer. I was like, oh come on, man. I was like, whoa, he knows. No, I thought no one would remember.
How did that transition from going to from a PK streamer to just kind of like a PVM? What do you consider yourself as a streamer?
So the thing is, like, people don't come into this live stream for any kind of like RuneScape content. I hope not. If you do, unfortunately, I'm gonna 100% waste your time. I would say because you will not learn anything from. You might lose the ability to do whatever you're able to do on RuneScape already if you watch my live stream. I would say I'm more like, people go talk about like personality streamers. I think I'm definitely more closer to whatever that category is, if that is a category.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
There should be a category just called, I mean, I know it is, it's just chatting, but it should be just chilling, because then it's even cooler, But yeah.
Yeah, I think my stream is kind of like a good central hub for like all the homies to pull up, shoot the shit a little bit, throw a little memes here or there, maybe bully me, trying to be good at the game. The thing is, like, I used to be like, after like that PK stream, what happened is I used to be like, I guess you don't ever stop being an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic, so I used to be like a degenerate.
You hear that, alcoholics out there? You could never stop, so just don't even fucking try.
No. That's like no. Okay, the thing, like, so I always say it like that is like your body is like how your body's are wired.
Yeah.
So like you don't really ever stop being an alcoholic. Your body will just want whatever it wants. It's just up to you to how you want to control it.
Yeah.
So like to me, I'm just honest. So I tell people I am an alcoholic. I was like 3 years sober before like I started like kind of like messing around with it a little bit, but I have like a way better relationship with it now versus like when I was like a heavy drinker. Like I used to like use it as like a coping mechanism. Now I'm like, this is like a thing that people use sometimes for social settings, but I don't really need that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, the transition is like I used to be like drunk on stream, go gamble, like staking.
Like, wait, like at the original duel arena?
Like at the duel arena, I get like cleaned all the time. Like literally, I would remember like I used to be known to be like, one day you're clean and now you're on the rebuild. My homies used to have like a little rebuild kit for me, which was like the blowpipe with the black dehyde. All right, see it revs.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
that whole lifestyle of playing that way, because you're not the only one. There's tons of people that was just like it was just like rinse and repeat, you know, like get a little bit of money, get like just a green stack or maybe just 5 mil and just go there, chuck, lose it, go back, repeat. And then you'll have like one day where like you pop off, but then you lose it all in the next stake. And it's
exactly. So I was like, okay, well, I eventually went from doing that to like controlling my alcoholism. And I was like, well, that's a bad thing for me to do. I really should not stake anymore. I shouldn't drink anymore. So like from there, I'm like, okay, what other content can I do? So I made a hardcore Iron Man. And I got cracked on that. And I was sober. And from there, my streams kind of just evolved.
That's cool.
If that makes any sense.
That's a cool way to go about it instead of the opposite, you know? Like, it could happen.
I was like, you know, I was like literally addicted to gambling on RuneScape.
Yep. Dude, I mean, that is like, it's weird to think how long the duel arena was in the game. Like, I understand it's a person's choice to gamble or not. But it was just like horrible for the game. I mean, you would just see it's just the fact that Jagex is okay basically sponsoring a gambling area in their game. I mean, not sponsoring it, but clearly they're not doing anything about it. And just to see how many people got into that trap of the duel arena, and it's like their first taste of gambling. So they think it's innocent because it's, you know, RuneScape, but deep down it's taking a massive toll on their mental health and shit.
Yeah, dude, I remember like I was talking about like how like losing, like, you know, like Oda Block doesn't really have like a lot of hair on top of his head.
I didn't notice. No,
I looked one day and I looked on my keyboard and there was just like so much fucking hair on my keyboard. I was like, bro, I'm like literally losing my hair over the fucking stress of this place. I am literally molding. Like, I'm literally like Oda Block. I'm fucking losing my hair because I'm fucking losing the duel arena. Like, and I was like, yeah, no, I cannot do this anymore or else I will be bald.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot.
No,
I was really like, dude, I cannot. Like, I'm like literally losing my shit.
So what was the final straw? Like, what was the time you decided no more, and how, like, because that shit's hard to stop. I mean, it just becomes an addiction.
You know, I think one time I like just passed out on stream and I never ended. And like someone that I was like living with at the time had to like end the stream for me like 8 hours later. Ooh. And luckily I was like a like little like 2-viewer Andy or 3-viewer Andy or whatever it was at the time. So like didn't really make a big difference. But I was like, okay, well, maybe I get a grip, you know? Mm-hmm. Like I was like, Mick, you're kind of just like throwing, not even, and it wasn't even like outside of like RuneScape and Twitch, I was like, man, you can do so much better for your life, and you were just drinking it all away. And I was like, I gotta get in control of that. And I got my shit together.
Let's fucking go.
Decided to be sober for 3 years. I broke my sobriety a little bit at TwitchCon because I was like, everyone else is having fun. Maybe I see what my relationship with it is, and honestly, I'm very happy I broke my sobriety. Not because like I'm an alcoholic fiend now, because after I drank, I was like, wow, this is like after drinking versus not drinking, I did not need that. Like it did literally nothing for me to have quote unquote more fun versus just being sober.
That's
like
cool.
It was like, yeah. So I and now here or there, I'm like, okay, if I want to have a beverage, I can have a beverage.
Yep.
But like, it's no added value or not. Sometimes it's good that it's a good taste with the food if I'm out. But other than that, I don't need it to have fun.
That's cool. That's amazing to hear that you have like a good relationship with a better relationship and just hell yeah, that's cool to hear.
But now crack on the other hand. No, I'm just kidding.
A few other vices may have slipped in.
Yeah,
but alcohol's not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Uberu on Twitter has a few topics. So first one is, how has your life changed on and off stream from sleeping more than 3 hours a night? Was that a case? Was that like, were you sleeping less than 3 hours?
So I've recently been trying to to get partnered on Twitch. And I work full time, and I tried to be as consistent as possible. And trying to be consistent as possible, I would get out of work a 12-hour shift, go home, get whatever I need to get done, and then try to go live for 5 to 6 to 7 hours.
Jesus.
And then cracking that before work. So I was literally burning my candle on both ends at one point.
That is so exhausting. Holy shit.
Yep.
How can you do anything? I mean, 12-hour shifts. I used to work 12-hour shifts, but they're just 3 days a week. But I can't do anything within those 3 days.
Yeah.
I just wait for the weekend, basically. My weekend.
And then plus get the podcast done and then do get stuff for the hunt ready. And it was I was just burnt.
Yeah.
Very, very burnt. And now I'm not doing as much as I was previously. I've actually changed my work schedule, only work 4 days versus 7. I mean before versus 6 to 7. And I'm getting a little bit more sleep. I'm trying to stay consistent to a stream schedule, but sometimes, your brain is well, these people hate you. You don't want to go live. And your brain tells you that, even though they don't. So it's kind of that struggle too. But yeah, no, sleeping more is good. I kind of wish I didn't start sleeping more though.
Really?
If that makes any sense.
I understand because you lose time to be productive.
That, and also now that my body has gotten a taste of sleep, it's bro, sleep. You can't power through anymore. You cannot.
Part of it's age though, for sure.
But before, I'd literally 2 months ago, before I started getting more sleep, I'd just be all right, let me just pop open an energy drink and just keep going through. Keep doing what you need to do. You don't need to sleep. Just drink another bang. And now I'm bro, this bang is not working. This coffee is not working. My body needs to go to sleep now.
There were a few moments where it always had to do with RuneScape. It was when I was the most addicted to RuneScape. I would almost wish that sleeping wasn't even a biological function that I needed to do, because I just wanted to play so much. I didn't want that as a factor, of oh, I'm tired. Fuck, I gotta stop what I'm doing right now and go sleep. Damn it. I miss those, but at the same time, I love my sleep. And I'm also I think it's just because of how much I've heard of other people with insomnia and how hellish that sounds, that I'm extremely grateful I don't have insomnia, and I just really value my sleep. And I sleep a lot. I probably sleep I think on average 10 hours a night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. Like,
I mean,
I was like,
it's not necessary. Like I wouldn't say 10 hours is necessary by any means. Like I could really get away with the same recovery and everything in 8 hours, but it's just nice. I treat it as a luxury almost. Just like, get another 2 hours.
perks of the job, you know?
Yeah.
Perks of the streamer life.
It's nice. But I will say one last thing before I let you go. Is at least when it comes to like exercising and stuff, the amount of sleep I get has never been a hindrance, which is amazing because like you hear of people that do too much, they're working too much, they're only getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep and they're trying to get gains and stuff in the gym, and it doesn't happen as efficiently because you need your sleep. So that's never been a struggle, luckily for me.
So like at one point I was feeling like the actual like health implications. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Of the lack of sleep. It's like I was like having like chest pains and I got like blood work back.
Shit.
That was like, oh, your blood is like you might have like blood cancer and shit like that. And I was like, luckily I don't.
Jesus.
Just
Okay.
for disclaimer. But like they're like your red blood cells are like acting kind of weird, so you need to do a bunch of tests. And I was like, okay, listen, man, I ain't getting any younger. I got to get my life together. Like, you need to start sleeping, Mick. Like, you can't keep burning yourself like this any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and and honestly, I'm happy that I'm getting more sleep because it's kind of like the little cherry on top of like me trying to better myself. I did the whole sobriety thing. I quit smoking cigarettes. And now I'm getting more sleep, so hopefully my body likes me a little bit more for it. I'm working out now.
Hell yeah.
So hopefully I am doing a little bit better for my body.
Yeah, it
than I
sounds
was
like
past 2 years.
it sounds like everything's coming together, and it only progresses too. Like if you take it seriously, like as you know, it only gets better, and that's what I've noticed as well in the past like year and a half. Is the more you just know, the more you just do something that you know is right, that's helping you progress. Like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Yeah,
that's not
good.
the right term.
It feels
but
good.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like when you like, I don't know. Like I like think about it. Seem like whenever I actively think about it to myself, I'm like, wow, you progressed very well the past 2 years. You did a good job, and that makes me. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back, but I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
It for you.
know,
I'll pat it for you in Tennessee.
Yeah, thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know. But sleeping more, good for a little bit.
Yeah.
But if I ever had the power to like invent a machine to not sleep, I'm 100% investing in that because sleeping is the biggest waste of time ever, bro.
I hear that so much, and I'm so glad I haven't internalized that. There have been moments, like I stated, like when I was really addicted to RuneScape, where it's like I hate sleep, but for the most part, I've always enjoyed my sleep, and I've never seen it really as a waste of time. Just pure enjoyment. Just fucking. It's like a trial death, basically. Like I could just like forget about everything for briefly.
Well, I think it's that what I've noticed now. Like it's good that I'm like benefiting. It's not really that having less time. I'm refreshing my brain to be more productive, to be more efficient with my little bit of amount of time. That's the copium I'm telling myself.
No, I don't even think it's copium. I think that's a great way to look at it, and it's clear that you're doing it too. Like you've already made great changes. So, Uberu's second question, by the way, was: do you have any short/long-term goals for Real Homie Hour podcast? Short-term
goals. To be honest, I don't really have like too many goals for the Real Homie Hour. It's a passion project, you know. It's not like when we started it, me and Lopsy, our thing was we wanted to get to know more people. We wanted to learn more about things that we did not know, and we wanted to give a platform for people that were not able to get a platform. And for me, like that's kind of like I feel like it's one of those situations, like kind of like I feel like streaming is kind of like the same way. Like if you're very passionate about it, and you're consistent about it, it'll just kind of like do the right thing. Like it'll just build by itself. If I were to put like a numeral goal to it, I would like to get YouTube partnered. Eventually, maybe with the Real Homie Hour, maybe with other content. But yeah, I would like to have bigger people on there, learn more things about things I don't know about.
Yep.
I don't know. Kind of the best way to put it.
That's cool. Yeah, that is also the healthiest way. It's just doing it because you actually love it. It's cool.
Because like I feel like if I was like, oh, I gotta do this now, is it my job? I have a job already. I have a full-time job, and that's kind of like how I was burning myself out with streaming too. I was kind of like starting to look at it as like another job. It's like, well, it's not. I stream because I enjoy it and it's fun. And when I try to make it this other thing, I don't have fun with it. So, just I'm just gonna be passionate about what I'm doing, and wherever it takes me, it takes me.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, think about it. When you've hit, I'm just gonna pull out a random number, 200 episodes. I mean, at that point, just the fact that you've done 200 episodes, regardless of what happens, I mean, inevitably it'll grow, from that, and you'll have a huge variety of guests that people want to hear from. And so really, when you look at it, like 200 episodes is like, you got a huge catalog of just content to go through. So that's where I always come back to, is like just the consistency of it. Like things will fall into place. Like it's rare for anybody to continue to do a podcast for multiple years and not have it have like pretty successful growth. Everyone's different, obviously, but like it really just comes down to the consistency and the passion, and then everything falls into place.
And I will say too, like that it's something that you can't put like a numerical value to it. Like the genuine friendships I've made of having people I've never would have talked to on the podcast, and then I can now be like, I can just shoot the shit with them on a DM. Like that, just like that value itself is like very fulfilling.
Yep. Can you tease any possible upcoming YouTube ideas you've had?
All right, so if you do not know, I used to have a hardcore Iron Man. It wasn't the best. Like, and I'm not. It's a big deal for me because I'm not like a Bodhi or like Zandy or anyone good at hardcore Iron Man. But it was like a top 1,000 hardcore Iron Man with like PVM Casey, right? And a Diatob to a Verzik Auto. But I am considering doing a new YouTube series called the Red Helm Redemption, and
oh shit!
So I possibly some YouTube Hardcore Iron Man series in the future, where I redeem myself at Theater Blood, but I gotta find the time for it. That's the biggest issue, is time.
Yeah, that's cool. So what are your thoughts on a series approach to YouTube versus like conversational videos like you've been doing with Real Homie Hour? Like, are you intimidated by a more structured thing, or does that kind of excite you?
No, it kind of excites me because like you kind of, okay, so, and honestly, I actually wanted to do some other content that's not as like series stuff, but like I really want to, because YouTube is more like calculated, right? Like the nice thing about like doing a series or like doing things that's not like a conversation piece, like it's almost like a skill you got to craft.
Yeah,
like, you got to be like, especially after talking to T Papa, Tasty, and Hanani and Idol, like, oh, you got to be very creative with your exact thumbnail, with your exact YouTube title. Like that, like, almost like it gets me excited to see if I can like crack the code on whatever that success is. So like it is a little intimidating because you're like, where the heck do I even start?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And you just won't be good initially compared to like legendary creators. It takes time.
And that's kind of like the hard part about it too, right? You're like, you look at all these people and you're like, wow, their stuff is like really good. Why would anyone want to watch what I produce when they can just watch what they are producing? But then you like think about it, it's like, well, you know what? If I'm looking at it, like some people will just watch it because like they're your homies, they're part of your community. They want to see you eat regardless, And I'm kind of like lucky for that. Like, I'm not like the biggest. I am not or well, I don't know if I will ever be, but like I know I will genuinely have people that will like want to support me,
Yep.
like no matter what size I am. So yeah, no, I'm excited for it.
Very cool.
Hopefully I figure it out.
The last thing he says is, "Can't wait to meet you both in Tennessee." I can't just. I don't know. I can't hide how excited I am for Tennessee. Like I'm truly like that's like the thing of the year I'm looking forward to. I'm just.
Are you going to TwitchCon or just Tennessee?
I will go to TwitchCon. I just don't have any plans set in stone. I got to get those squared away. I've been thinking too much about Tennessee. I can't think of anything else right now.
So I think at some point we might be shooting some guns. You shooting some guns?
like at a shooting range?
I believe so.
Or just like out in the fucking
honestly, listen, it's Tennessee. It's Tennessee, so
the only
maybe.
experience I've had with shooting guns is in fucking Boy Scouts because I grew up in the Mormon church, so they like Boy Scouts was like a thing you did. Now it's not anymore, but yeah, I used to shoot guns, but just like little rifles and shit, just at targets lying down on my stomach. I don't fucking know. Like the funny thing is like I've just never been into guns.
Same.
I just don't give a fuck. Like I just don't. I don't care.
So the reason why I bring it up, I'm like, okay. Bro, I know Prison Joe is gonna fucking like be like, bro, just shoot it once, I don't know if you've ever, you've never met Prison Joe in person.
Yeah.
Prison Joe in person, like he will get you to do whatever he wants. Like he just has that like instigator in him to be like, just do it, just shoot it once, man. What's gonna hurt? Just do a little bit,
Yep.
So I'm just like worried about that. I'm like, bro, what if I don't know how to do it? What if I mess it up? I was like,
nah, you'll be
like I've never shot it before.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like a fucking pistol, like I've never shot a pistol. I've just shot like like hunting rifles, and like when I was younger, it was just like BB guns and shit at targets. But like, yeah, if it's like a full on like pistol, that's just gonna feel a little bit weird, just like shooting it. Like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ. Like that's yeah. I'm not a gun person.
No, I'm very intimidated by it. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just like a pussy liberal or something. But yeah, no, I'm very. I'm like, nah, man. I don't know if that's for me. I will say I'm very excited to meet the people that I have not met yet, though.
Yeah, I'm very. Wait. So who have you not met that's coming there? Because I feel like most of them went to TwitchCon. Wait, was he not?
I've not met Chungus. He was not at TwitchCon.
Oh, I thought he. Oh yeah, because you did say you didn't meet him, so I guess he must not have been there.
Ubru I have not met.
Okay.
Newest member of Based. Shout out.
Yeah.
And let me see. I think and then the visitors from across the sea. Like I saw Bodhi at TwitchCon,
but you didn't have an orgy for 5 days with him, or what? What am I saying?
I didn't want to be that guy. So a little like remembering back to TwitchCon segment here. I remember at one point we were at like this Mark Knight concert, and they heard Bodhi was coming, and everyone waited at the entrance for him, and I was like, yeah, that cannot be me. Like I can't be that guy that's like, oh my god, Bodhi, he's here, and like be like and like fangirl over him. I could not do that. So I was like, you know what? For the rest of the trip, I'm just not gonna talk to Bodhi because I don't want to be in that group of individuals. So hopefully funny. This time around, I can actually meet him and converse with him.
Yeah. I think, and again, I have nothing to compare it to because I didn't go to TwitchCon, but I believe that this trip will be a lot more like. I
think it's more
intimate, almost
correct, exactly.
Yeah, not in like but just more close. Like you'll get to know people more, I think.
Yeah, like I think it's just like our like core group of friends, like from the internet, and like not like random people just coming to party with us at the
I know. Mansion. I'm fucking excited, man. Holy shit. I get so excited now that it's just so close. Okay. Creep asks, who is your favorite mod? We won't get mad.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Who is it?
I feel like okay, my favorite. I mean, I kind of can only have one answer for this, and I know people are gonna get upset, but it has to be Creep. You know,
That deserve.
Creep is my number one, like longest. I'm gonna say my longest friend on the internet. Okay, because she genuinely is my friend. I whenever I feel depressed about my streaming career or anything else, Creep always got to me. Can always lock me down, you know. She's the person that gets me motivated.
Making me cry, dude. Don't make me cry.
She's a real one, for real. She really is.
She is.
So another thing I mean, everyone on the mod team actually does like a really good job, especially for like the hunt and other events that we do. But like, if I was gonna take it like personally, cannot wait to meet Creep at TwitchCon. I owe her the world.
Hell yeah. All right. She also asks, did you ever imagine your community being what it is now? And are you happy with what you've accomplished so far? And then in parentheses, besides the check mark we getting soon before TwitchCon Vegas, baby. I believe it.
I cannot imagine it being as big as it used to be. I mean, especially with someone like Creep being around still. Like I was saying before, Creep has been literally there since I was a 10 viewer Andy. She thought I was like one of her friends, IRL friends, streaming, and she popped in. She's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Oh, Alfredo, or I don't remember his name. And I was like, "Who the fuck are you talking about? That's not me. Like, that is not my real name." But to like now, like we had a bunch of regulars, and we have 700 people to talk to, 400 people in a game. Like, I don't know. I would say it's very scary sometimes because I feel like there's like a lot of spinning plates and you can't let any of them fall and you got to make sure everyone's happy. But then I sometimes just go on Discord and people have been in voice chat all day and now we're watching a movie together and it's like, wow, like
that's wholesome.
I've found like quote unquote real freaking friends on the internet that I never would have thought I would have, That's
fucking cool.
And I put the quote unquote because I say real. They are my real friends, but they're on the internet. They're in a little tiny box in my PC.
Okay. Zoe Pancakes asks, well, first she says, "Yeah, I love you, Mick. What's the greatest food challenge you've ever completed?"
So I was gonna try to do a 5-pound food challenge at last TwitchCon, and it was like 5 pounds of pho. You ever had pho before?
Of what? What'd you say?
Pho is like a Vietnamese beef noodle.
Oh yeah. I've had that before.
Yeah, so I was trying to do like a 5-pound challenge of that.
Holy.
And they apparently didn't serve it anymore because too many people were like eating it because like their gift was like, "Oh, if you eat this, you can have the meal for free plus $100." And I'm like, bro, I could do that. I could like probably come here every day to TwitchCon and do that. Like,
just make your living off of eating 5 pounds.
I was like, I could literally do that. And I mean, when I go eat pho, I eat 2 bowls every single time with a bowl of extra noodles and extra hot peppers. As my like, if you come to Philly and you ask me to take you somewhere, I'm taking you to this pho place, and that's what we're gonna order. But greatest food challenge I've ever completed, I would say probably they had these like ghost pepper wings at a bar I had once. You gotta like eat like 20 of them. I don't know. I have this like thing where like if I eat too much hot food, I like lose my hearing and I like start getting like blurry eyes.
Holy shit.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm drunk or like I'm like inebriated through these hot wings. And I ate all 20 of them and I could not for like half an hour. I could not hear, like my hearing was muffled and my eyes like would not open.
Dude, what the fuck? I need to see a fucking doctor, dude.
I don't know if it's like I'm allergic to the spice, which is crazy because I eat a lot of spicy food. Like a lot of spicy food.
Dude, okay, so I've eaten a raw ghost pepper one time. And I was in so I just ate it with nothing. And then it was like 2 hours later, I arrived home and I was in bed and I was literally crying in pain because of how bad my stomach hurt. It was like I was having a fucking ulcer. Like I was literally sweating and like and I love hot stuff. Like I fucking put like red Tabasco on everything and I make shit really hot. If I'm ever asked like, do you want extra spicy? I'm like, hell yeah, do it.
Yes.
This shit murdered me, dude. And the worst part is like I feel like my stomach had like a reaction where like this might be TMI, but like I couldn't poop for like a day. So it
was just stuck in your stomach.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was almost like my butthole was scared of like the consequences. And so I'm just like, holy shit. Like, dude, I was getting like the chills and stuff by how much it was heating my body up. I was getting scared, dude. I thought I needed to go to the fucking hospital. That shit was no joke. Okay.
It's funny because like I know exactly that feeling. The worst is like when like it finally drops into your stomach and you're like, oh no, this is gonna be a bad time.
This ain't coming out, is it?
Yeah, this is gonna be bad. I've also like eaten like spicy like jelly beans, and I was like reading the warning ones, and it's like if you feel like your body is dying, you need to call the ambulance. It was like I was like, bro, what? I feel like the exact like warning was like, oh, if you're allergic to these peppers, you might actually die or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, I lose my hearing every now and then. And hopefully I'm not allergic. And I take it. And I'm like, I gotta end the stream because like I'm actually in pain.
Yeah, I think before I had ever had that ghost pepper, I probably thought I could just pretty much eat anything spicy and I'd be fine. But after that, I was like, okay, like there is clearly a limit, and I'm actually worried about my health after like doing shit like that, you know?
Do you feel like as you get older, you can't stomach spicy food as much?
Okay, so I think what I've learned is I don't have an ego with spiciness. I think like growing up, I sort of was developing an ego where I would pretend like things aren't as spicy as they really are just to like show I'm macho or something, you know? That's completely faded. Like I'll be completely honest. If something's just unbearably spicy or just like this isn't even enjoyable, I'll just fucking admit it. I'll be like, I'm not eating this shit. Like, because I want to enjoy my food. I've ordered at Thai places and they'll be like, do you want extra hot or do you want like super hot? I'll always choose like the second to last option just in case. But even the second to last option, like at this one Thai place, I was literally just runny nose, runny eyes, red face the whole time. I'm like, holy shit, like this, they are not kidding when they're saying
they ain't
just a little extra spicy. Yeah, so I always get a little bit nervous because there is a point of like non-enjoyability where it's like, this is just pain.
That's funny you say that because like I feel like that's kind of where like I got my spicy thing from, where I'm like, yeah, I got an iron gut. I can eat anything. It's hot. Give it to me now. And you're like just like suffering to get through it. Yeah. But now I've like humbled myself. I'm like, okay, Mick, you don't have to get the spiciest shit, bro. No one gives a fuck. Yeah. Like, and you're thinking to it. I'm like thinking back to this, like, why did I always like get the spiciest thing? Who was I proving? Who did I think I was proving something to? Yeah. They don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
But like I used to think I was like so quote unquote macho.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we got to look it back in like the childhood eyes because like people did think we were cool, you know. They had you right. That's the copium. I'm still surely.
Yeah, I know, right? We're like, surely.
No,
because you'd be like the cool kid that could just do.
Oh yeah,
you could take the pain, you know.
Yeah. Now it's funny, like looking back. I mean, it's not funny. It's traumatizing when you're sitting in bed and you think of a cringe moment you had that like in your life and you're just like dwelling on it. But I always try to think back to like those cringy moments or things where I thought I was impressing somebody. Like back then, I probably wasn't wrong that you're impressing like a middle schooler or something when you're in middle school. It's like it's so much easier. You do whatever the hell you want. Yeah. It's fine. So sometimes I have to put into perspective those cringy moments probably weren't as cringy as I'm imagining them now because I imagine doing what I did as a kid now and I'm like, holy shit, that would just be horrible. But yeah.
Aren't they the worst feelings when you like
So
when something
bad.
like a core memory comes out of nowhere and it's like,
Dude.
oh, I cannot believe I used to do that. Wow.
Okay, so
Pain.
this I know people are gonna bring it up in the comments because I've brought up mushrooms the past few few casts, but dude, I will get the worst remembrances of cringy moments on mushrooms like that. Like when I think of like a bad trip, that's the extent of my bad trips now. Is I think of something incredibly cringy that I didn't even realize at the time. So it's something that just comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I actually did that. Like that was, and it's generally something that, you know, something Sae Bae cast related or something like on my stream, because that's kind of how my life is now. Like that, those are the relevant things where I'm doing something cringy. But holy shit, yeah, I'll go through a moment where like for 15 minutes I'm just dwelling on it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, how did I not think that was like weird? And then you come back to reality and you're like, it wasn't as bad as I kind of made up in my mind. But
So that's funny that you said while you're on mushroom. Someone that told me to go live and was like, I'm doing a Sae Bae cast right now. Are you? They asked,
What'd
are
he
you
say?
doing mushrooms with him?
So full disclosure, I have never done mushrooms while doing a Sae Bae cast or a stream. So
How are you? I know. I don't remember when you said that you were gonna do it. I remember it was like I was listening to a podcast. Maybe it was like the Base Out the Dark podcast, or it was the Sae Bae cast with Base Out the Dark people in it or something. But I remember you saying that you were gonna like start trying mushrooms. How do you rate them? Would you recommend it?
oh yeah, dude, like they're okay, so it's, I have to like take a step back because like there's people that have experienced, you know, a lot of shit in their life and, you know, have tried, you know, multiple drugs and all this shit. So for me, I mean, mushrooms was the first ever experience I had besides weed, really, of like mind altering substance. And it was just like every trip is like fucking magical. Like it doesn't even make any sense, and it's impossible to explain the experiences because it just, you know, I'm not trying to, I don't believe necessarily in like the supernatural unless there's like, you know, evidence for it. But man, I've been pretty tempted to start believe. I've been like very mystical and shit lately because like things just don't make sense. Like when you experience it firsthand, you're like, how? Like how does a little mushroom like make your mind think of these things? You know, it's so incredibly powerful. So, I mean, there are, you know, negatives to it. Like it's not for everybody. Like there's clearly links to like schizophrenia and stuff or psychosis if you take like high doses of any sort of like psychedelic. But for healthy individuals and people, you know, that know themselves and I mean, it's kind of hard to know if you're going to be prone to like, you know, some mental disorder. But for most people that are healthy, like the evidence is like most people can do it safely, and it's pretty amazing, especially if you like suffer with depression or like
It's good for
just
that.
insane anxiety. Oh, it's amazing, dude. Like
Really? I didn't know that.
I'll bring up one example. So, and I think I've probably brought this up a few times, but growing up religious, it kind of the you know, theology is teaching you since childhood that like, you know, after death you're going to go to heaven and, you know, live with Jesus, and, you know, everybody that's not in the church is going to go to hell, and it's just weird. Like it just paints this picture in your head that, okay, like, well, it's already settled what's going to be happening after death. I mean, this is what I've been told my whole life. So, and I trust these people. So then when that trust is broken and you start, you know, getting older and realizing, okay, maybe I don't believe in this. That was really tough for me because I'm like, what the fuck does happen after death? And so believe it or not, like that shit actually weighed on me because I think my whole life up until that point was kind of already decided negatively in a way. It's not like I really wanted it to be the case, but it just felt like this is just fact almost. So getting out of that was really tough for me, and it actually led to a lot of like existential thoughts, not like anything like suicidal or anything, but just simply like what does happen? Like I almost would kind of lean to like a nihilistic life view. And so doing mushrooms, it painted it very clearly multiple times at this point that like everything's fine. Like there's no need to worry, because I started getting like really scared of like, oh shit, like what if I just get like hit by a bus one day and I'm just dead? Like what? Like is that just the end of everything? Like, because I didn't used to think that way in religion. It just felt like, oh, there's a plan for me.
I'm gonna go somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like that sort of plan of like there's a guiding spirit or something that's like guiding you through life. That's actually been rekindled, ironically, which I find ironic because I'm like very atheist now. But like the mysticism of life, and I'm like way more spiritual now, and I take things a lot more serious. I take like nature seriously, and one of the other things was I know I'm just going on a huge long tangent right now. I apologize, but like animal suffering. I never even really considered that to a big extent because of how I was raised until I did like mushrooms, and I'm like, oh shit, like all conscious. There's a strange feeling you get like all consciousness is one, and you know, you like the idea of like karma and stuff becomes kind of real, and the idea of just like whatever you're doing, that if you're negatively affecting something, it's negatively affecting you back, almost like this energy. And so like so many things in my head got like it was like focused. It was like yeah. Anyway,
awesome. That's all. You make me want to take some mushrooms,
dude. It's fucking amazing. Like it's like I mean, it's just one of the classic psychedelics. So like I've never done any other psychedelic besides mushrooms, but like LSD is very similar. Apparently, I think people generally think mushrooms is more mystic. It's more like profound is the word for it. It's like holy, like you'll experience some shit that's like unexplainable. You're like, wow, okay, that was relieving. And yeah, I don't know, there's like peace and serenity you get, and it's not like every trip's like that, but there's some that are just so powerful it'll leave like a life altering impact, or whatever I'm trying to say. It'll impact your life in a good way.
I will say you can kind of see it externally though, like because I remember listening to whatever podcast you were on or whatever, you saying that you were considering doing it and you were gonna do it like soon, and like after that I like literally was like, wow, he looked like so happy now, like you know, like, and it's kind of like all like involved to like where you're like are now, but like I just remember like it just seemed like you were much happier after you said you were gonna take. I don't know what the exact time was, and I can just tell outside, like externally, I'm like, wow, he did it.
Dude, that makes me happy that people have maybe noticed that, because it really is like an internal thing, and you got to put in the work to, you know, make any sort of life change. You can't just take mushrooms and you're like, oh, I'm fixed, I'm better. It's like, no, but it can be a tool to help you overcome things. The biggest one that I almost end up forgetting because of how far I've progressed past it. It's almost like I forget how much trauma I've worked through because of certain trips, that like things that I don't even think about anymore, because it's resolved. It's like, oh, I don't think about that. I don't think of these negative thoughts that I used to think a year ago. Like I really don't.
You work through it.
Yeah, it's like surprising almost. Like holy shit. Like I remember this weighing on me daily, like of this, you know, thoughts of like I'm not good enough or thing. Like no, you work through that shit because I don't know. I have so much good to say about mushrooms, and so even though like I bring it up, and I know I'm almost known as the like, you know, people hear Sae Bae and they just type the mushroom emoji, but like I'm really not ashamed of it at all, because truly I think it's an amazing tool that can help a ton of people. Really,
dude. Okay, listen. The way you were talking about like how it started thinking about, you know, karma and like actual like how animals, like the synergy between like us and animals and nature and stuff like that. I was like, bro, more people gotta take mushrooms after that, because like that's what people really need to think about. Is like literally that shit. Like be fucking the karma. Like have like, you know, people need to believe in stuff like that, because I feel like that shit helps a lot. And as a community in general,
dude,
overall,
it
you know,
does. It's like it breaks apart that selfishness. Again, I'm like going back to that feeling of universal consciousness. It almost feels like I mean, it really like our whole experience on Earth in general is so incredibly profound and mysterious. Like, why the fuck are we here? You know what I mean? And like,
Yep.
obviously, not like nobody's thinking of that on like just a hourly basis of like, why the hell am I here? But when you get those very profound experiences, it puts you in a place where you just end up like inevitably respecting others and respecting nature and respecting, because you realize you are nature. Like, you weren't fucking placed here and like, here, go wild on like Earth, do whatever you want. It's like, no, you like, you are Earth.
You had a purpose. Yeah, you're like, you're part of one big thing, you know, like. And I feel like a lot of people don't think like that though. Like, and that's why I'm like, everyone do mushrooms because everyone needs to think. Listen, this is not really just only about yourself. This is like a collective thing.
Yeah,
you're literally just one little minuscule parts of like the biggest picture.
Dude, I'm gonna bring this. I know this is gonna go like a little bit off track, big time. But I just listened to Lex Friedman. He just today uploaded a episode with Sam Harris, and I listened to the whole thing today. And just shit, I'm losing my train of thought right now. God damn it. Something he said. I just lost it. I'll be fully honest. I just completely lost what I was about to say. Okay. So I'm going to think about it because it's something's going to ring the bell. But yeah, when I think about it, I'll come back. Okay. Jixie asks, what are some of your favorite memories from your time streaming on Twitch?
Yo, shout out Jixie. I love Jixie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Favorite memories streaming on Twitch. I am not gonna lie. So, I was talking about the hunt. The last hunt that we did, we had a pre-draft show, and I invited, I don't know if you know Bronx Bombers, Bronx Bombers, and Prison Joe to be co-hosts with me, and we had like a little like an NFL draft night type event, and it was
I popped in for that.
It was so good.
That was it looked so professional, dude.
Yeah. I remember like literally staying up to like 5 o'clock in the morning every single night, just trying to get like the background together, like the music together. Like and like when it all finally like came together, I was like, wow, like
that all was this cool, hard work dude. That
came
was cool.
To this. I was just so like, I don't know. It was one of the greatest feelings because everything just worked. Other than me not recording it by accident, I had my freaking audio split like a dickhead. Right. But other than that, I was like, everything just went so perfect. Like, just everyone's segment went perfect. The freaking viewer, like, because guest star just came out on Twitch. I was like, the viewer like interaction was perfect. There was like a bunch of people in the chat. I was like, dude, everything worked out perfectly. I loved it. That's probably one of my favorite moments for sure.
That's so cool. Yeah, that looked incredibly professional. Like something, dude. Like, have you ever considered doing something like that on a regular basis?
I would love. See, that's the thing, right? Like, I would love to do stuff like that. It's just the time. Like,
yeah, it's effort.
The thing is, like, when you work like freaking full time and then you're not sleeping 3 hours a day anymore, it's like, where's my time at? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's go ahead.
No, I know it's like the worst predicament to be in. Like, you clearly have so much passion as a creator, and not being able to go full time simply because of just monetary restrictions just is fucking like it's so stifling. You know what I mean? Like, have you considered like dropping back on hours and work, or is it just not worth it right now with how many
so the thing is, like, I'm luckily for me, like I work in commission sales, right? So like, it's being there is not really like the biggest thing, as long as like I just produce, right? But it's hard to produce if you're not there. But I have like dropped down to like 4 days out of 7, and I'm just like working like longer shifts. But it's like, I don't know. I'm like kind of like stuck between like rock and a hard place, because like all I really want to do is go live and make stuff on the internet and do stuff for the community. But it's like I am stuck having to work because I got a mortgage and a car note and stuff like that. Like, so it's like it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. One day one day all these problems will be solved. I promise, man. It'll all come together. It just has to. Like,
I am like
we gotta see the Mick Homie totally flourish and just have unlimited time to produce content.
See, the thing is, like, if maybe there'll be a point in my life, my quote unquote content creator career where, like, I'll feel comfortable just taking the risk. Right now is not the time. Mm-hmm. Right now is like, listen, I gotta just work on like the foundation first for now, and it'll if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, I can make it come. I just gotta keep working hard.
Yeah. Sorry, I took that last phrase.
Yeah,
got a lot of confidence. You can make it come. Okay. No.
But I will say if I had another, like, if I could say a second favorite moment of my streaming career, the very first time I ever got raided and I saw a bunch of copy like first time I ever saw like a copy pasta, like for the first time, I think it was like that I'm Ballin' song. Like the copy pasta thing went along with that. I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's going along with the song. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. That's a core memory of mine.
Lopsy asks, what is the drawback to being a co-host on the Mick Homie podcast?
Oh man. Bruh. Listen, it is not the Mick Homie podcast. It is the Real Homie Hour, okay? I don't ever want anyone to think that I can do it without Lopsy. Lopsy is an integral part of the Real Homie Hour, okay? He's my better half. What are the downsides of being a co-host?
Yeah.
There is no downsides, I don't think. You know? I love doing... I would not do the Real Homie Hour. I couldn't have done the Real Homie Hour without Lopsy.
That's very wholesome.
You know, he I think we make a good team together.
I think you guys do too. I've so like in a previous ramble, I was kind of talking about maybe starting like another podcast that's slightly different than the Sae Bae Cast. The Sae Bae Cast would still continue, but just testing the waters with like another long form sort of project. But I always wonder, I'm like, I wonder how that is with like a permanent co-host or two or three, you know, just like whatever it is, like having other people that are invested in it every time. Because my podcast has always been exclusively me, which has its perks in a way, but it also like you don't get that same energy from having multiple people on like as hosts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I sort of wonder.
I mean, you know what you should do? Like, if you are going to do another long form piece of content, I would just do like a long form piece of content of like something not RuneScape related with one or two more co-hosts. And then it's like a learning experience for you three or you two.
Yep.
And you have guests from different spheres of the internet teach you about stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's just hard. Like, sometimes I stress out about like starting something. I think part of the reason I have so much respect for you and Lopsy is it's a two-man job. So, you know, the fact that both of you have remained extremely consistent is like, it says a lot about your guys' work ethic and like your passion for everything. Like, even if you guys might not see it that way, like it's very clear, like, I don't know, you guys have good teamwork. And it's cool to see things work out with multiple people.
I think what makes it easy for us? We like each other.
That needs to be key. Yeah.
I think if like we didn't wholeheartedly like genuinely like love each other, like we wouldn't like kind of like make it a priority to work as hard as we do.
Yep.
You know. And I think like we both don't want to like let each other down in a way. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of like what helps us keep going or try to be more consistent as possible.
Yeah. It's cool. I really do. I'll probably state this at the end too, but I really hope you guys stay very consistent with the podcast because it only gets better over time. So
Yeah, I agree. And you know, the only thing like maybe we change. Maybe we add another host. Maybe we do one person per, one guest per. We don't know yet, but you know, we love it. So
that's good. Okay. Cloud Wizard asks, where did you get that cool shirt? Ooh, sellout time.
all right. Well,
I gotta
now
see it.
it's time for me to promote. My brand new merch just came out, and I have just collabed with Mr. Uberu to get it done. The new Mick Homie merch is now available at mickhomie.com or homiemerch.com if you want to grab it. And 100% of the proceeds will go to me. So feel free to take a look, buy it. The bag, you can be a certified bag fumbler if you want. It is a great shirt. It is the #1 selling shirt at the moment, actually.
That's so cool. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to ask. You're like my mentor again. So how has like opening a store been for you? I've never
Good.
sold merch. I'm just curious. Like it's just, I want to eventually, but I would like to hear your experience with it.
I would say, okay, so I have zero talent to myself. I'm lucky that I am surrounded by very talented people. But partnering up with Uberu, he's literally a creative genius. He did all the hard work. He made this. Well, we made designs, but he did 95% of it. But I would say it's very, very good if you can find the right designer. And like, I don't know, the nice thing about like Uberu, he's part of the homies, so he knows like the ins and outs of like what's the memes of the stream or of the community. So, but I am very surprised of how well it sold.
That's cool.
Like I'm a little rinky-dink streamer, and you know, like I would not have thought that it would sell as much as it did.
That's
like
cool.
like literally I thought it would kind of like quick statistics like in like retail sales, it's been out for like a week, I guess. I did not expect to like sell like $2,000 worth of merch so far.
Wow. That's awesome, dude.
And then just like in like little like, you know, and like I said, I'm like a freaking like 10 viewer Randy. So it makes me very happy that people enjoy.
He's not 10 viewers, by the way, for those that are watching. Everyone go drop a follow on his Twitch down in the description right now. Go drop a fucking Prime.
Yeah, no, I and you know what? The nice thing about merch too is it's a good thing for you and your community because now they're actually going to get something like physical.
Yep.
You know, that they can go rep or share with others and actually gain value. I mean, I love it when people drop the primer on me, they drop the sub, but they only have something for 30 days. They can have this forever, you know?
That's true.
Well, quote unquote forever.
That's true. I might need to fucking browse the store, I'm going to be honest. I bought one of Hanner's shirts the other
out.
day. I like getting merch. It's just... I mean, in fact, I actually bought like those 4. I don't know if you saw that picture of my new like little setup in the apartment. I got those 4 little displays. Thank you.
It looks so good. I love the plants. The plants real?
The top Vine ones are fake, but
they look so real.
I mean, they're fake plants. They're trying to look real, but yeah, if I zoomed up on them, you could probably tell they're fake. But yeah, I mean, they fool me. So
yeah, they look good. I thought they were real.
yeah, I mean, because. The thing is, like, I could get real ones, but, like, man, first of all, I'm not a great plant taker, care of, or whatever the hell I'm trying to say. I can't take care of... You
don't have a green thumb.
I just don't have enough practice with it. So, like, one of the plants that actually came was literally arrived dead because I ordered it online, and so it fucking arrived dead. So, in that first picture, you see the left plant's, like, just... I had to chop off like 50 leaves because they were all just brown. Man. But the top ones, I'm like, dude, if these aren't taken care of like perfectly, if it's not getting enough sunlight, not getting enough water, like these leaves are going to just start deteriorating on the floor. You know what I mean? Just like falling and like.
And it's a pain in the ass
Oh,
to
yeah.
clean up.
Yeah.
Go up there, water them.
It's cool to have like a mixture of like real and fake plants, because then at least you don't look like such a, I don't know, like like the big ones should be real, and the ones that are just, you know, inconvenient, it can be fake, and then at least it looks like you still care about plants somewhat because you have like one real one. But yeah,
I love the freaking neon sign though. That is, I want to get a neon sign in my room.
Dude, you gotta get it. They're fucking cool. This one's lit right now, and it's just, it sets a great like little atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't put it in the background, but like I've always wanted to have ones like right behind me, show off. I gotta find something like custom though, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean I just got that mushroom thing on Amazon for like $20. Like it's
very
impressive how good and it has like different lighting levels too. So
I like it a lot. Looks good.
Thank you. Okay, what effect has streaming for years had on your personal life? This is actually kind of what we were talking about before we started recording. Just like yeah. So how has,
you know? I feel like the thing is with streaming, the thing with streaming is like I'm very passionate about it. I love it a lot, right? But I feel like it just takes so much time and commitment, and it takes a large chunk of your life, honestly. I've like recently, you know, I'm just like trying to like get my life back together, post COVID, and I'm like, okay, I gotta like start like talking to like friends I used to talk to before I started getting addicted to going live. Like I feel like I all my friends are on the internet, and I have like really neglected a lot of my personal relationships in real life, you know?
Yep.
And I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a good blend, you know? Like the other day, like I called my like friend up to hang out, and like it was just like awkward because like I haven't talked to him in 3 years, and this guy's supposed to be my best friend. Like,
yeah, that's very similar to me. Just a band. I mean, there was so much going on in my life, but I really did not make an effort to keep connected to most of my friends. I regret that now, you know, just shoving everything in my life, all my energy into streaming and RuneScape. It was mainly shoving all my energy into RuneScape, and streaming was just like a byproduct of just, you know, trying to look like I'm doing something with my life.
Well, you know what it is? I feel like a part of me too is like, I feel like streaming / RuneScape was a little bit of a cope for me too. Like it was like, like I had like other things I was like going through, and I like going live and streaming and playing RuneScape were like very good ways to like get away from that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like a little bit in a better place in my life, well, mentally. And I'm like, okay, well, I can go like attend to like other people's needs too now, you know, like, and that's kind of like where I'm trying to like start talking to other people again.
Yeah, that's similar to me. I mean, I think that's pretty similar to a lot of creators. Like you don't you don't necessarily start streaming because you have your life in total order and you're going to be a successful doctor one day. It's generally the opposite, where it's like, oh, shit, like, maybe my life trajectory is not in the greatest place of all time, so I'm going to start streaming. But no, I mean, like for me, that's sort of what it's felt like the past few months as well. Is like, you know, I've shoved so much time and energy into like just streaming and stuff for years that you eventually hit a wall where you're like, oh shit, like I kind of want to reprioritize some of the things that I neglected for years and bring them to the forefront of my life somewhat, you know?
I feel like you gotta have like a good work, like I gotta, like, you almost look at it like this, like you always have to have a good work-life balance. Your work is streaming, you have to have a balance with the rest of your life, you know? And it's like, technically, if your streaming is your career, if you're just streaming or doing that full time, you're gonna burn out. You're not gonna be able to, you know, it's better to have the balance versus not.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it's true. It all comes down to balance at the end of the day. It's like balance and like lifelong sustainability for most things in life. Just do something that you can actually enjoy doing and be happy about.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's like a really good example of it. Like, and obviously, I don't know him personally or anything like that, but like Bodhi, you know, he streams full time, but you see him still like enjoying time with his friends outside, going to like this, that, and the third, you know?
Yep.
And you're like, okay, well, if he could do it, he's like the most successful person in the category. Surely we can too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what's just absolutely crazy is Bodhi's been streaming for 11 years.
That is wild.
Like, I'm pretty sure
That
it's
is wild.
11 now. Yeah, that's like, holy shit. Like, I think I've been, so wait, how long have you been streaming for? 3 years, you say?
Since like when the lockdowns happened, whenever
Okay,
that was.
it's about like 3 years. Yeah, but yeah, 4 years for me. I mean, that feels like an incredibly long time, and then like double that and add 3, it's like holy shit. I mean, 11 years. That's insane.
It's crazy because like you literally see like, you know, old pictures of Bodhi and him now, and it's like, wow, you can really tell it's been a long time. You can really tell it's been a long time,
dude. I mean, if you go back, it's actually kind of surprising how much Curtis has changed too, like MMORPG. You look at those old clips of his YouTube, like he is so young looking, dude. Like so young. You're like, what the fuck? Like, it's weird because you just barely see like little increments of him aging over time, but it's like you see the differences and you're like, sheesh. Like that. I mean, that's gonna be all. I mean, if we stick with content creation, I mean, eventually the year's gonna be 2040, and I'm gonna be 45 goddamn years old, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be doing. Probably still be pumping out some Sae Bae casts, but like you're gonna be able to look back and be like, holy shit, I remember looking at Sae Bae when he's 23. Now he's, you know, double that. Or I do not know the future, but all I'm saying is, yeah,
it's crazy to think about it like that.
Dude,
though.
it
You're like,
is.
dude, am I really gonna be doing this in 20 years?
Dude,
like, what are we doing in 20 years, man?
Dude, think about like just the future of like how Western society is going. It's like everything's online. I mean, you fucking order. I order everything online. It's just like all the furniture I get, all the toiletries, like everything I get online. I used to get my food fucking delivered every day. That luckily has changed. I actually go and get like healthy stuff and cook it for the most part. But like we're living in that society where like it's just all entertainment, like get your entertainment. And so, you know, even though initially when I first started streaming, I thought I was late to the game. Like, dude, no. Who's late? The people that are late to the game haven't been born yet. Yeah. And they're probably still not even late to the game. We're in like the prime
they'll figure something out. They'll figure something out to be like ahead either way, you know?
But it's
like it's always like changing.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But it's always cool to know like, okay, if I just stay consistent with this, and you see it with everybody that's streamed for 11 years, like they're household names now. You know what I mean? It's like you've secured it. Like you're good. Like people know who you are. You've gotten your huge amounts of exposure consistently for years. Like that's what it takes. Just keep grinding. Just keep doing it, and you know,
it'll work out.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way it can work out. Now it's not to say like every single person that does that is going to work out, but like, you know, if you're entertaining enough, if you're passionate enough about it, like it'll work out.
That's where I think it lies, and that's like kind of like where I'm like I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know if I'm still passionate about it, it'll go through. Because look at all these other people. It was passion for them 11 years ago, and here they are.
Yep.
If it's still passionate for me, then it's gonna work out. If it's not, it's not. But I'm gonna just let the universe decide what's gonna happen. You know, in like a weird way like that.
Yeah,
like I'll help it as much as I can, but it's really all the passion will show if it's there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna probably regret covering this, but Ignoble Solid asks, Ignoble versus Mick Homie deathmatch challenge. Who can go the longest without beating their meat? Who's winning?
He's winning. I can't. Listen, I might actually. I'm a serial masturbator. I am not gonna lie. Like I'm actually very upfront about this on stream. I probably pump it like 3 to 5 days a day. 3 to 5 times a day. Sometimes
you are like, no wonder you and Lopsy connected so intimately. Just initially, like he said the same fucking thing to me 2 years ago.
Did he really?
Dude, he was like, yeah, I probably beat my meat 3. I think he literally said 3 to 5 days a week,
same
3 to 5 times a day.
Yeah, no, like the thing is, like, I don't know. I just like to come, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Just raging hormones, I guess. Still
I
going
don't
through it.
know, man. I do not know. Like
No, I mean to be
I
completely honest, no pun intended, completely on. Okay, I'm losing it, but is like that's healthy, but like that's a good sign.
Is it?
That's a good. I mean, maybe not 5 times a day. Maybe that's a little. Maybe there's some other problem, but like the fact that it's still like you're still horny as you're aging, like that's a healthy sign that your body's still biologically functioning. It's
the thing is, like, it's almost like breakfast, lunch, and like it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, I cannot like imagine. Oh, you know what? Well, not say lunch. I'm not, because I'm not beating off of work. But actually, there was one time, but I think someone actually asked that. Well, maybe later.
I think I might have heard it on one of the other casts you did.
But yeah, no, I definitely would lose that for sure. Like, unless there's like feet involved, because he has a weakness to feet.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, yeah, I'm definitely losing that for sure. I've been known to be late to work because I'm on page 67 of the hub and I cannot leave the house without popping one off.
The crazy thing is, so I don't know if you know what finasteride is. I talked about it on the base cast that I was on, like that hair loss medication.
Yeah.
Shit fucks with your hormones.
I think you're talking about. Okay, don't tell the base after dark people. I don't listen to that podcast. But I think you talked about it on your podcast with Prison Joe and Tasty.
Yeah. I mentioned it there too. Yep.
So I do remember that.
Yeah, I mean
it messed with like your hormones, like it like kind of made you a little depressed, I believe.
Yeah, I mean I stopped having boners in the morning. Like that
really?
I forgot. I had literally, well, the thing is, like, it's never brought to my mind that, I have a rock hard fucking boner every single morning for my entire life. Because when it stops happening, you just kind of stop noticing, because it's not like you're just making a checklist of like, I woke up, all right, boner complete. But I noticed as soon as I got off of it, I was like rock hard again, like basically immediately after like a few days. And I'm like, holy shit, like I forgot that I was just like, not getting that for, the 5 months I was taking finasteride. And like, so I guess the only reason I say that is because it's good to be like horny. Not being horny that's a bad sign.
It's alarming, yeah. I will say, listen, since we're talking about rock hard boners, if you guys smoke cigarettes, I 100% suggest you stop smoking cigarettes. After I quit smoking cigarettes, my fucking shit has been just bricked up. Like I'm like rock, like solid. Like I don't know. Because listen, you know what's funny? I went to the urologist and he's like, "Oh, you smoke? Yeah, you might want to stop doing that because in 20 years you're gonna talk to me how your shit don't get up no more." Oh, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop smoking today.
Wow, that's all it took. Just boom, done.
Listen, imagine having your friend for your whole fucking life, and out of nowhere, 20 years from now, he's just not there anymore.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
That'd be pretty upsetting, right?
That's horrifying. Yeah.
You and your friend play together, and since I
multiple
was
times a day.
multiple times a day, and now you guys can't do nothing together. Yeah. Nah, I'm good on that. I really.
No, that's good. I mean, to take that shit seriously, like this will fuck you up in the next 20 years. Like the fact that you stop because of that means you care enough about yourself, which is good to hear.
I've also like been like was like feeling it too. It's like I was like you're not getting younger. You gotta like actually, if you want to like survive past like the age of 35, get it together, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. It's so weird that like I don't know. Wait, you're how old?
I'm old. I'm like 31.
Oh, that's not old. You're only like 3 years older than me. That's nothing. I'm turning 28 this year, so I guess maybe 4 years older. But everyone's hitting their 30s soon. So just know in like 3 years, I'm gonna be saying I'm 31 or 30. Whatever. Everyone's gonna be in their 30s now, so then it's nothing you have to worry about. And then at that point, 30, 40, there's no difference. So
yeah, no, I think past 30, you're chilling.
Yeah.
I get called like the old man, on stream. He forgot he's old. Pepe laugh. But and like the thing is, like everyone else in base, like very young, except for like me and Chungus. Like they're all like they're 25 or 26,
Really?
and I'm like,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
And I'm like, oh, I'm old.
dude, it's gonna be weird because the old school generation is just progressively getting older. There's not really many new people, so we're all gonna be in our 30s, and then we're all gonna be in our 40s. When is it gonna end? When are we gonna?
Dude,
I don't know. Who knows?
have you ever like consider like, wow, am I getting too old to be doing this online? Like, do you ever have that thought in your head? Like sometimes I think about that. I'm like, bro, you were like in your 30s playing this game. Is that what you want to do?
I get those thoughts. Okay, so the only reason I get those thoughts is if I'm comparing myself to like other people I knew in my past that like are, got a fucking job paying like, 200 grand a fucking year. Just like they just look like they have their shit together, which I never got my shit together. And so when I see it like that, I'm like, oh shit, like maybe I should like, I don't know, like go back to school and like, just have some security. Cause it's not to say like I want to go back to school and I don't want to work a normal goddamn job. Like I love where I'm at right now. Like I think it would be a shame to even try to.
People would kill to be in your position.
I know. I like not in like any sort of selfish way, but like I've talked to old friends where like I've reconnected with them, and I'll tell them kind of about my life and shit. And to me, I'm just thinking, oh, I have my problems. I'm lonely. I'm fucking, just playing RuneScape. I'm single still. The things that I think about, and then I hear about them, and they're like, they have 3 kids, and they're like stressed out of fucking control, and their like marriage is kind of shaky right now because they got married super young, and so it's just like everyone has their different path, and like when people are like, dude, I would kill to be in your position. Like I've had some friends, maybe they're just being
the grass
flattering.
is not always greener, right?
Yeah. But I really do think, and I think, anybody as a content creator, if it's like single, it's like, dude, we got a lot of fucking freedom. Like we're hella lucky to be in the position we're in.
Yup. So the thing is, like, I will say too, is like, as someone that is currently like working full time and making like decent money, it's not always about the money. There's like so much like I would kill like it's not like working a regular ass job is not as fulfilling as going live. If that make like it sounds corny.
No, you're
but,
totally right. Yeah.
Like I would kill to like have the ability to do that because like I want to say like I have fulfillment in my life right now when it comes to work, but like I know I feel much better about like the fulfillment I gain from the people I meet on the internet versus the job that I do now.
Oh yeah. No, I can only imagine how stark of a difference it is when you are doing both at the same time. Cause like, like nothing's gonna outcompete the fulfillment you get from growing a stream and a community and like dude, you go to work and it's gonna feel fucking empty. Like you're just working for somebody else, or
that's literally how I look at it. I mean, and honestly, like we're working for Amazon, right? But but you know what? I can like look back and it's like kind of like how like Creep like brought it up earlier. Like, can you imagine like how it was previously to what it is now? Like I want to say like I did it because it's not just me, but like I was a part of that. Like I was a part of like growing this thing that people will like take place in and like call a community, and it's like that's such a great fulfillment in itself.
Yeah.
And I just want to do that more.
Yeah. I know it's it'll come, Mick. I believe. And you clearly want it. I mean, that's what really matters. You can see it in creators where you hear their passion, you hear like this is what they really want to do, and it just takes time, I think, just to get to that place where you can just kind of like take that leap of like, all right, we're doing it, full send. Who knows? Maybe your next YouTube series. I mean, look at I know Puggin and like a Cold One have recently started. I mean, a Cold One's had his series for a while now, but Puggin recently started his, and his YouTube's popping off. I mean, just a new project can instantly change the direction of a lot of things.
You never know. I just feel like I gotta actively continue building on myself, and whatever happens from there, right?
Yep.
As long as I work positively towards it.
All right, let's see. Okay, so 42 has a great question. The third one is really speaking to me right here. He says, "You've both been burnt. Do you think that it could be a natural response to balance issues?" And I think we can both agree on that.
Yeah, no, I feel like, you know what it is? When you're like, I feel like when I'm like, sometimes I got a little bit of like an obsessive personality. I don't know about you, but like sometimes I'll just like be fixated on one single thing, and like I literally and like will not focus on anything else, and I will get burnt that way. And I kind of come to realize like I can't be full throttle every single day, or else like here I am, I won't be able to like do anything at all. You know, it's like literally the opposite of what you want to be. If you're full throttle 24/7, you cannot succeed. You know, all these people that are like, "Oh, if you're sleeping, bro, you're not making any money." If you know, like those like influencers that are like toxic masculinity that are like, "Oh, work 24/7, get that bag," or whatever. And it's no, dude, it's not. You don't want to do that to your life. Okay, I've learned, take a step back, do things a little slowly. Your pace is your pace. Sometimes I do struggle a little bit. You know, I do take a look at it. That's the one thing about like being surrounded by successful people. It's kind of hard to be surrounded by successful people sometimes, because you're like, damn, like I'm trying to succeed too. But then you gotta like kind of like have a little bit of like humble sauce, and you're like, listen, their path is their path, and your path is your path.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're totally right. Especially that last point you made of just, yeah, it's almost like, I mean, it's human nature to compare yourself to other people, especially in like your own like little niche. You know, it's just like comparing yourself to coworkers or anything else. I mean, that just naturally happens. But that is the biggest thing that will pull you down, is the comparison of like, everyone's just so different. Everyone has a different trajectory, like you said. So you just have to do your own thing.
I don't know. Sometimes like little like sayings like stick in my brain, because I don't know, I'm like a mindless parrot or whatever. And it's like I once heard like, winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. And it's like,
damn,
I need to
that is
deep. You know, and like after like I heard that, I was like, all right, my life is different, bro. I gotta just focus on winning, bro. I can't focus on the winners already.
That is crazy. So winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners.
Yep.
Damn, that is deep. I like that. All right. T. Gandhi asks, what's your favorite part about streaming? Will we ever see the return of Filipino Friday or cooking streams in general? What was your favorite accomplishment on the hardcore before its tragic demise? So 3 questions there. I guess we'll start with the what's your favorite part about streaming?
Favorite part of streaming? Meeting new people. Honestly, meeting the people I've met so far. Lee Gandhi, I've actually met at TwitchCon. Actually, the first person I ever met from Twitch last year.
That's
because
cool.
we actually ran into each other at the airport.
Oh shit!
We actually ended up being in the same baggage lane.
So did he recognize you?
I don't remember how it worked. He had my old merch on, and I was like,
"Oh
is that Lee?"
Oh shit!
I was like, "Is that Lee?" And honestly, like, probably one of my favorite things, like literally meeting especially like all the mods in my channel. Like, it was like meeting like longtime friends that you
so
like
cool.
they were like you like, I felt like you grew up with them, even though like you just met them through the internet. Like cool. That. And then honestly, that's probably my favorite part. It's just like, I don't know, I'm just meeting people that care about you, and you care about them. And it's like, it's because, you know, like a lot of like times I try to think. I'm like, am I like doing this like parasocial thing, reverse parasocial relationship, where like as a streamer, I'm thinking that these people are like my friends, but then like I like meet them and are like, oh, these guys are like actually like people that care about me and I care about them, you know. And obviously, that's not to every random freaking person that comes in my stream. Oh, you're automatically my best friend, but yeah,
Dude, I want that. That is why I'm so excited. I'm so excited for another Rune Fest to return. TwitchCon also as well. I mean, but even like, based Tennessee is going to be great. But yeah, I think one of the coolest parts of like a Rune Fest, for example, would just be going there and seeing somebody you've never met before, but they know you from your stream, and then you get to connect and like, I don't know, that just sounds cool. I want that.
It really is. I feel like, some people, I feel like when you have like, I feel like we kind of have like the same mindset when it comes to like the streaming thing. I was like, when you're open to like being more like like connecting with more people, I feel like that's like the perfect place for us, like a base Tennessee or a TwitchCon, or I really hope RuneFest happens again sometime soon, man.
It needs to, man.
I've been saving my points for it. I'm like, all right, just amass as much flyer points as possible, so that way if RuneFest comes, it gets announced, without a doubt in your mind, you're going there.
Will we ever see the return of Filipino Friday or cooking streams in general?
So if you guys are not from my live stream or from my community, I used to teach cooking Filipino food every Friday to my community. And unfortunately I had to stop it because I was like, quote unquote, on the partner push, and I was like, well, every time I don't play RuneScape, I struggle to get over 75 viewers. So will it be coming back? Probably, most likely. Will it come back before I get partnered? I hate to say no, but like I feel like
brutal reality of it.
If I ever got partnered, variety is much easier.
Yeah,
I'll leave it like that, Or what? I'm not gonna say if I ever, when I get partnered, because it's gonna happen at one point in my streaming career, because that's what I think. It will come back probably. Well, but if not, listen. Lee knows when we meet up at TwitchCon, I'm cooking up the barbecue. I cooked. I fired up the grill for them last year at TwitchCon, and they got to eat some barbecue. So at least you'll be part of that.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm excited. What was your favorite accomplishment on the hardcore before it died?
Getting the Elite Diaries done in the wilderness. That was like kind of fun. That was really cool, dude. All to get my dragon pickaxe before this little baby cow fight queen shit. Kring. No. No, honestly, it's crazy. Like, I feel like there was like just so many parts. Just the amount of people that would come in and like hope for me to die. That was fun. Or like whenever like I got a good drop, people just flaming me because I'm spooned on the hardcore. That's fun. Honestly, though, the best part is probably just like the amount of people like that would like go out of their way to like help me on the hardcore. Really, like try to like either like scout raids or scout while I was trying to kill Venatus. Or Callisto for my D pickaxe. That was a lot of fun, honestly.
Damn, yeah, that sounds like hella, like just content.
It was like a good community thing because like, or like when I was doing my Mage Arena 2 stuff, like everyone was like out there, like just there was like maybe like 20 or 30 people out there just making sure no one attacked. And someone actually attacked me, almost killed me, and didn't kill me because they had a rune crossbow with dragon bolts.
Oh shit!
Like they DDS me and they put their freaking rune crossbow on, and they didn't shoot anything, but they couldn't shoot it.
Shit!
Dude, that's crazy.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna say having like 20, 30 people out there, there's got to be some fucking backstabbers.
Exactly.
That's funny. Okay, so just kind of stepping back into like RuneScape, I guess I kind of want to relate this to it. Womanity asks, how did you get into content creation? What were the original goals versus current goals, and favorite pet in RuneScape? So I guess I kind of also want to ask, like, how did you get into RuneScape? Because I'm assuming you started streaming RuneScape. So I guess both of them.
So I'll start with how I got into RuneScape. I got into RuneScape from an old friend in like 3rd grade. It was like computer class, and they were like, "Yo, check out this game. My brother plays it." And it was RuneScape Classic. I've been playing since RuneScape Classic.
Oh,
I used to have a black pure, and if you don't know what a black pure is, it was a 10 defense black armor pure with max strength and attack. And that was
wait. So you actually had 99 attack and strength? Like what?
Yeah. So like, I had
Holy
99
shit.
attack. And
what year is this?
2003, 2000. I don't know if it was 99.
Holy
Actually, let me pop
shit.
the brakes. But that was the plan.
You were a fucking beast. Okay, continue. But I guess you were older than us, so you had a more developed brain than most of us.
Nah, hell no. Okay, you know what's funny? It's okay. My friend's brother was like in high school when we were playing this, and his brain was very developed for RuneScape. At one point, I just kind of like, I'm going a little bit on a tangent, but like, I remember one point when RuneScape 2 came out and Castle Wars came out, or no, it wasn't Castle Wars. It was Barbarian Assault came out. They used to give you runes, and we managed to smuggle like 390,000 blood runes in RuneScape 2, and like we sold it in the dude. It was like the craziest thing I've ever. I was like, wow. I was like, we're badass. we hacked the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, you know what was I saying? No, yeah. So I obviously I played a little bit. I played into high school, and then like, you know, girls happened, and I stopped playing RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this one time I was over at this girl's house, and you know, I went over there in the purpose of sexual endeavors, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not really feeling it today. How about we just like hang out?" And she went to sleep, and then I was like, "Hey, what the fuck am I gonna do? Should I just leave?" And she's like, "Well, she told me not to leave, and you know, we can hang out again in the morning." And I was like, "Okay, well, what do I do for the time being?" Her laptop was there, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go play RuneScape." And ever since that, like, if I would have got laid that night, I probably never gone back to playing RuneScape. But instead, I got re-cracked because I didn't get laid that night, and here I am.
Wow.
So I ended up. So how did I start streaming? So I ended up actually like breaking up in a like long-term relationship, and I was like living in my aunt's basement while I was closing on my house, because I was like in the process of buying a house. And I was like, all right, well, I got nothing else to do. The lockdowns are happening. I love playing RuneScape. Why don't I just go live? Everyone's going live, and I was just PKing to like nobody, and then here I am.
So you said like you didn't really know what a raid was. How familiar were you with Twitch at the time? Like, did you watch?
Never even watched
creators?
Twitch.
Wow.
Never even watched Twitch.
So what?
I used to stream like on my like bullshit laptop, and like I didn't even watch. Like I didn't even like I like maybe like watch people here or there, but I didn't know anything about like the culture.
Interesting.
I think my first person I ever watched was like Mint Mad Cow because he was a PKer.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then obviously, like after I got that raid from Will, like I still cringe core memory coming. I remember finding. I made a Twitter. I didn't have a Twitter at the time. And I found Will's Twitter account. I DM'd him. I said, "Hey man, I really appreciate the raid last night." That like, and then like if I got a fucking Will raid today. Could you imagine me going to Twitter and telling Will, "Hey, thanks for the raid last night"?
I don't know. I think that's pretty wholesome. I don't know. I don't think that's cringe at all.
I feel like it is because you know he probably was like first of all he probably never read it. And
No. He did read it. Most people read Okay, I can't say most people, but I'll say like there's a high chance he read it, just didn't respond because he just I do that. I literally do that a lot. I just get a message and I'm like, if I don't know, it sounds shitty, but like I think I get like just a few too many DMs and it's like I don't want to.
Well, see, you're famous, you know. That makes
I'm not
sense.
famous.
Someone like me, when
tempted,
someone messages me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta respond back. They took their time out of their life to like message me. Like, I gotta at least like message something back.
Okay, so there's definitely a difference. Like, I don't know. There gets to a point where there's a difference where it's like somebody. I literally can't even say this because it's gonna be an actual example and somebody's gonna have a tough time.
Have their hurt feelings.
Generally, I will read most messages, and these for the people that have messaged me and I haven't responded, like most of the stuff I don't respond to generally doesn't need much responding to. It's almost like they're just saying something. And like there's no real thing, but I'm sorry, like I can't spend my day because like I'll get a message saying like, hey, I saw in your latest ramble that your settings are this and this and this. Can you send me like your cursor and your just like screen region and all, like just like a bunch of shit where it's like I wouldn't have a problem responding to you, but it like this is actual effort on my part. Like I gotta now get onto my computer because I'll usually check it on my phone, you know.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I gotta get off my ass, go onto the computer, go onto my client, load it up, find all these things, send it to you, and then do it to the next person that asks the same shit. You know, it's just like if this is like a call center where like I'm getting like an hourly wage, and it was like sure, gladly, like, but I just can't be spending like all my day just helping people with their room light settings. It's just like
I mean, at some point, like, figure it out yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Figure it out yourself.
But most people I respond to pretty politely. But yeah. No, I don't think it was cringe at all that you messaged Will.
I just see, because, you know, it's just funny because, like, thinking about it now, it's like something I definitely would not do. No, actually, I remember I also did that to somebody else. I think it was like another PKer in the community. I forgot his name. Dude. I also messaged them. It was so fucking bad.
I mean, to be fair, like everyone's cringe as hell when you first start streaming. Like you don't have an audience yet. You don't have any sort of idea what's going on. You think like at any point this is just gonna end. I'm not like you're just timid. Like I was timid as fuck when I first started streaming. I didn't know what I was doing. I was overly polite to toxic viewers and shit. Like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, 100%. So, I remember like giving people like the benefit of a doubt, or like
way too often.
giving them a little bit more rope than they needed to. Oh God.
Yeah. Because especially if it's like your first time being in an online like situation where you're live. I mean, you in real life situations, you're not dealing with fucking bullies and trolls that just come into your life and are just total assholes. Like that's not a normal experience to experience in real life. So when you first start streaming, you're like, holy shit, these people are ruthless. Like, what is going on?
You know, I would say I'm actually kind of lucky. I feel like I've never really had to. I want to say never had to like really get bullied too much or like get like.
That's
I don't know, like. I just feel like I don't know. I definitely should have went on Twitch.tv before I hit the go live button though, because I remember I was like going live from like my laptop and I did like I think I played like a scary game on my Xbox once, but I've never watched like Twitch ever before that.
What is your favorite pet in old school?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Trying to think
my
of
favorite pet is I can tell you my least favorite pet.
Yeah,
that makes any difference.
Go for it.
My least favorite pet is a Rex pet. That shit is ugly as fuck.
That one's pretty bad.
It is just so bland. It's just so bland.
You know what's worse though?
What?
Skodos. I fucking hate Skodos.
Listen,
I call him Skrodos.
Probably gonna be listening to this. Creep is listening to this and actually physically in pain because you know it took her like her whole RuneScape career to finally get this pet, and you tell her it's dog shit.
It's dog shit. I hate that pet. I think my favorite one. Okay, if I'm going off of like pure, just like this is an OG pet, I gotta go with Kraken. Honestly, I know that's very unpopular. Most people would say that's their least favorite, but Kraken is badass. First of all, it's always festive, Every single Christmas
True.
season's got its Santa hat on. It fucking swims, and it's tiny. Like, it knows its place, you know? It doesn't have to, like, be massive and try to flex on everything. It's just doing its thing, you know? Also, the Zuck pet I really love. I don't have it.
Yes, I love the Zuck pet. But if I was taking all OG, I think the King Black Dragon one's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that one's a classic.
That's a good one.
That one's good.
That's just a classic because you think about it, like growing up, I was like, you're like,
yeah.
oh my god, the King Black Dragon. Okay, especially for someone like me, I used to play freaking RuneScape Classic. Having the King Black Dragon be able to follow you, come on. Or something fat, like the ones that have like a lot of thumping noise, like, you know,
I don't
when
like
the
the
area sounds on.
I don't like the area.
I don't like it either. But it's like enough to where like I hate it so much I like it. That makes
I think
sense.
okay. So if I would have gotten like Zammy or I think Bandos. Oh, I know Bando stomps. I don't know if Zammy does. Does Zammy stomp as well?
No, I don't. I think it's just Bandos.
So,
Bandos and the Avatar.
Oh, and Skodos. The reason I think I hate the stomping is because my first stomping pet was Skodos, and I'm like, holy shit, like you're just pissing me off.
It's
right
like
now.
so fucking loud.
I know.
Shut up.
I know. It's bad. So if I would have gotten Grardor first, I actually probably would have ended up liking Skodos more because mentally I would have been like, ooh, stomping's cool because Bandos is a cool pet. And then Skodos would have came along and be like, oh, I like that. That's familiar stomping. I like it. But no. It's the opposite. Now I'm probably gonna hate Grardor when I get that pet one day.
What's the best transmog?
I'll be honest. I think it is probably Bloat.
Really?
The reason, okay, first of all, I have Top Pet. I don't have the Dust. I don't have Chambers Pet or Dust, but I do have TOA Pet. And I love Zebak as well, but I think
that's what I was gonna say.
I think deep down, I think Bloat and Zarpus are fucking awesome. I think those are like.
I like Zarpus a lot, actually. I think Zarpus doesn't get enough love either.
Zarpus is like it's like a better form of Dusk.
Yes,
Dusk almost looks like it was made on paint, and Zarpus looks like it was made in like fucking Photoshop. Like, oh shit, hell yeah.
I will say, if you are a Nilo pet haver in the Nyla room, fuck you, you're an asshole, okay? That's the last comment I'll have. Dude, you don't even know how many times I fall for it, okay? I click on that bitch all the time.
That's funny. Yeah, that's definitely okay. Now I need to ask, what's your favorite third age piece?
I've never had, but obviously I think the Mage Robe Top. That's just like maximum drippage.
So classic, yeah.
It's so good. It literally looks so good. What do you think?
I have the bottoms. I would kill for the top. I'd kill for it. You know
that. You know, it's like the Crier top, but better.
Oh yeah, like the Crier top used to debate me. Now it's like it's very distinct now. I just get pissed off when I see it. Like, bastard.
Me too. I used to think. I remember when I used to PK, and I'd be like, "Oh, this guy got third age on. This guy got third age on." No, it was just a Crier top.
I know, bastards. No, but straight up, like if I got a third age robe top, I would literally bin the ancestral. Like it's over for you guys.
Yeah.
I would literally flex the third age mage top and mage bottoms and just go around, lose the DPS. I don't give a fuck. I want to be in drip at all times. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with third age plate. So I have a third age plate body and kite shield. Like, dude, if I got the fucking plate legs and helmet, like, I'm dipping the Torva. Like, I don't care about Torva anymore. I'm fucking rocking this shit.
It's all about the DPS anyways. The drips per second. You know? If you ain't looking good playing this game, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Right?
Hey, fucking man. Amen to that. All right. Let's see. Dank Coda asks, what is your favorite thing to cook? Why do you like pho? So how do you pronounce it? Pho?
Yeah, pho.
Is it spelled PHO?
PHO.
Oh, interesting. Pho. Okay. Like it's a lifeline fueling you. And can you tell me about I guess we already covered the last one. So yeah, favorite thing to cook and what's pho to you?
Pho is actually like I literally have pho maybe like three.
I'm gonna
to
look it
four
up again.
times a
Because,
week.
like I know I've eaten it, but I just need to see it again.
Like 3 to 4 times a week. Like I was feeling a little depressed. I left work early today, and I actually went to go grab pho. So like it's literally my and tomorrow before I go live, I'm gonna go to the gym and eat some pho afterwards. It's just so good, honestly. If I feel sick, if I'm like the slightest sick feeling, I'm gonna go get pho.
Dude, that looks fun.
It's
I mean,
just-
I've had it before. I mean, all these pictures are just making me fucking drool. Like, oh my god.
and it's just like
For you, it's got to be what am I trying to think of? Like a comfort food.
it literally is.
Like,
Like
it
I said, I
has
was
to be,
feeling
right?
a little.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little depressed today, and I was like, bro, you know what can make my life better? Pho.
And the thing is like it looks like, obviously it's probably like pretty high in sodium and shit, but it's not like, imagine your comfort food is like eat a fucking bag of, I don't know, Skittles or something. Like this shit like at
Yeah,
least is like
it's
nutrients.
healthy.
Yeah, like that's a
You know,
good
it's like
thing to
good
have.
protein. It's good protein.
Mhm.
The thing is, you know what I like? I think I like about it most is like, it's like a protein, a good beef broth, and like
Yeah.
rice noodles. Like rice is my favorite. Now think about that in a fun version. Noodles.
Yeah.
Like so it's like, how could you not like it, man? It's just so good. Favorite thing to cook though, I love cooking anything with pork belly. Pork belly is probably my favorite protein.
Oh yeah.
I
Hell
I
yeah.
love it a lot. I love to fry it. I love to grill it. I love everything about pork belly. Pork belly is honestly my favorite thing to do with pork belly is to boil it and then deep fry it. And it's like it got that extra crunchy outside with a like juicy inside.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good.
Dude, there was this Korean place in Huntsville where I used to live, and it was like they had the best spicy pork of all time. Like it was so fucking craveable. Like I would literally think about it at night. I'm like, holy shit! Like I would fucking devour one of these like massive spicy pork bowls. Just oh my god.
Listen, okay, so we probably can't do it at Tennessee. I don't know how many Korean barbecue places there are in Tennessee, but
No, there's probably a lot actually. You'd be surprised.
really,
Yeah, I not a lot, but there's definitely got to be some.
in Vegas, Cloud Wizard told me that there's this crazy Korean barbecue place we got to go to. I love Korean barbecue. You ever had Korean barbecue?
Yeah,
right. Like
yeah.
you have it's just like where you cook your own meat on the grill in front of you. It's so good. We did it last TwitchCon. There was like I think like 30 of us with like 10 like I think 5 or 6 different tables. It was just so good.
Sheesh. Yeah, that's okay. So, what are your thoughts on sushi?
I like. I would not. It depends on where you get it.
Okay,
I
that's fair,
only
yes.
eat the stuff raw.
Of course.
Like I don't, and like I really only prefer like the sashimi type.
Oh, okay. So you're not like into sushi rolls, really?
If it's a sushi roll, it has to be like a good meat, like some good like decent quality salmon.
Okay.
But no, I think it's good, but sometimes I think it's overplayed. I think people like say sushi is better than it actually is, unless like you're getting like really good quality sushi. I feel like there's more often that people are like, "Man, the sushi is so good," and it's like I don't know,
Yeah,
corner
no,
store
that
sushi.
I think I'm starting to lean more that way. I think it is a bit overhyped. I still love sushi, and it's probably still my favorite if it's because I relate it to the best times I've had sushi, and then I'm like, okay, that was like the best fucking thing I've eaten. When you get sushi at a nice like place,
Yes.
and they give it out to you, and it looks perfect, and it's like actually amazingly fresh and delicious, and you're starving. Like
Yep.
I've had amazing experiences with sushi. So
Like it needs to melt in your mouth, like that.
Yeah,
Like if your sushi is not something that melts in your mouth, like the only time I would ever give it the praise that most people give it is like when it's like that high
gotta be
grade, high
perfect.
quality fish. Yeah. I just feel like people are like, man, I love sushi so much, and I've never
like a
really ever
fucking
had like
California
really
roll or
good.
something. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, pump the brakes a little bit, and like maybe explore something. That's not California roll or a spicy tuna roll or anything like that. That's why I like it when it's like a sashimi Put it right in your mouth and melts right on it. So good.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds a little snobbish, honestly. A little bit snobbish. Which honestly, okay, listen, I'm gonna go back to Lee's answer. He says try better Italian food. How do you feel about Italian food?
I fucking love Italian food.
All right, so listen, I get a lot of hate for this. I think Italian food is the same exact food, but just same sauces, different pasta.
Okay, so the reason I say I like Italian food is because like one of my favorite foods is pizza. So I technically can't say I don't like Italian food because
about the same, right? Like,
but I still love like, like a nice pasta, like a Alfredo fucking, I don't know, just Italian food, I will admit, is pretty like basic if most of the time. It feels like, I don't know. It's not like my go-to, but I still love Italian food.
I was like, if I had any other choice of food, I don't think Italian is my first place to go, in my opinion. Like, I feel like there's like so many other genres of food that I would rather eat over Italian food.
That's fair.
I do enjoy a good lasagna. I don't know if you want to call that Italian food. I think it is, but
yeah.
I love a good lasagna. I love making a good lasagna. It just takes forever.
No, I mean, you're totally right. Like, I will not like order Italian food generally. Mainly because I think Italian food's too close to something I can just cook at home for like pennies.
Yes, exactly.
That's the big thing. It's like, okay, should I spend right now $18 for a shrimp Alfredo where like the fucking Alfredo noodles cost them literally 20 cents and there's like a few shrimp on it? It's like, I can make this really good at my own place and pimp it out the way I want it and pay next to nothing.
And that's another thing too. Is like Italian places are like they're a fucking ripoff.
They're so they're unnecessarily
for 2 plates.
expensive.
I'll go spend $80 for I don't know whatever. But like if you go to like an Asian food place, you could eat like 5 different plates and spend like $40. You know what I mean? And like there's like a multitude different flavors of food.
Yep.
Like I don't know.
And it tastes like just more like exotic in a way. Like when I get like I would 100% almost every single time choose Thai over like Italian. Like I'm getting Thai food or Indian food. I also love Indian food, but dude, I feel like every time I get Indian food, the chicken is dry as fuck. I'm like, bruh, like how is everything amazing and then you just butcher the chicken? Like just totally.
I never eat chicken out because I feel like everyone butchers the chicken. Dude, everyone always dries out the chicken or undercooks the chicken, which you definitely don't want.
Yep.
But
no, I mean, I rarely even choose like chicken as a protein if I'm getting something. It's always like beef or pork generally, or shrimp.
Yeah,
if there's seafood options, I'll always choose the seafood actually. But pork is usually my go-to.
I love pork. I 100% love pork. If I could like eat one thing forever though, I really, really enjoy crab legs. Like that's probably my favorite seafood. I'm a professional at eating crab legs. Like how some people like use scissors or like crackers. Like I can get every drop of meat out of a crab leg with just these 2 hands. Okay. In my mouth. I can break it in half and like if something's like stuck at the end of the crab leg, I can just suck it down.
See, I don't know how most seafood I absolutely love. Like I'll pretty much eat any seafood. I just love it. But when it comes to like crab and lobster and stuff, it doesn't hit quite the same. That's definitely not like in the same palate. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like usually I'll go for more fish than like crustacean or whatever.
I feel like that I don't really like whitefish as much as like fatty fishes. That makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really a big like catfish fan or like a well, I don't know what other whitefish there are, but like something fatty like a tuna. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, all day.
I'm all about like that grilled lemon pepper like I don't really like fried seafood. Like I just feel like it ends up just
it's heavy.
It's heavy as fuck. It just reminds me of like, okay, like you could have just done this with chicken. Like enough fried chicken. Like, I don't want you to fry my fish. I want to have like it just grilled, or raw.
Yeah. Baked, maybe even.
Yeah.
But,
Just
like,
anything that's not just fucking deep fried. Like, just don't. You just ruin this. It's not even seafood anymore, hardly.
Yeah, I
That's my
agree.
opinion
I
on it.
100%. Because I feel like a lot of times when you eat seafood, you want to have something a little on the lighter side, like not as heavy.
Yeah.
It kind of just like ruins that food that you're in for.
I agree. Speaking on food again, maybe Jesse asks, realistically, how many crunch wraps could you eat in 1 hour? Also prove it.
I will prove this. Wait, next time I go live and Jesse's there, I might consider ordering some DoorDash for these crunchy wrap supremes. I don't even do the supreme version, but I think I could probably look. I know she failed doing 5 on stream, and honestly, I think I could do all 5 like easily.
Oh
like,
yeah, five
is nothing.
Yeah. Five
is
you'll
nothing.
get full as fuck, but like that's easily doable. Like just do it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I feel like I don't know. I use obviously we talked earlier about me being like an overeater, but like I used to like go to Taco Bell and buy those like crunchy taco box party packs and eat them myself.
Just like that 12 pack.
Yup. So like to me, I feel like I was like, well, and like a what's that what's like that deep fried taco thing? I don't remember what they're called.
Is it called the Gordita Crunch?
I think it's like a chalupa.
Oh, chalupa. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I would like get the party pack and like 2 chalupas. So I feel like 5 crunch wraps are like nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking to myself like I could do 5. I would probably be uncomfortable afterward. But like,
I would absolutely hate myself for sure.
Yeah. But like 5's fine. Now, if you were to say like 8, now we're pushing it. Now it's something like, okay, this is actually gonna be a fucking challenge.
Yeah, okay,
at least in my mind, I'm thinking, just okay.
That brings me to like a story like back in TwitchCon. So like I took all the homies to this like Filipino restaurant. It's like it was like called like a Kamayan. Like it's like where you eat with your hands. Like they put all the food out on the table, and then you just pick at it whatever you want to eat.
Oh yeah, there's like no plates and shit too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
So we do this thing, and me and P-Sax literally eat like 3/4 of this table. So it's like, bro, 5 crunch wraps is nothing. If I could eat 3/4 of a 12-person meal, I think I could eat five crunch wraps supreme, like easily for sure.
Dude, do you ever see those? I mean, I'm assuming you probably watch them. The food eating YouTubers, like the
mukbang.
Not exactly mukbangs, but the ones that they go to like restaurants and do those like contests. Like eat all this shit in an hour. And
honestly, listen, I want that to be me. Which is like very contradicting to what I was saying about how I want a better life. I want to stop overeating. I want to eat healthy, but I also want to be that guy.
Mick, you could literally do that. Like you could do mukbangs. I would fucking be all over that. I fucking love watching people eat. I've actually been tempted on doing that myself. I'm always like a little bit insecure. Like, maybe like people will think it's weird. Maybe I'm not gonna have like, dude. I would fucking literally love that. In fact, I want to know down in the comments if you guys would like to see Mick or even like me. I'm just going to throw myself into there because like I've genuinely considered doing mukbangs as like a content. It would have to be on a different channel because 100% there'd be people like, what the fuck are you doing flooding my inbox with you eating your goddamn food? It's not for everybody. That's the case. That's like what it comes down to. But they're popular. Like I watch mukbangs. I watch people eat.
Really?
I do, and I like it. I like watching people eat.
I would say like the biggest thing for me is like I did it as a subathon forfeit. I had Jollibee is a fast food Filipino restaurant that recently has opened up near me. And I ordered one of each item on the restaurant, like from the restaurant. And it's a lot more difficult than you think. And honestly, like by the time I was done, I was like so slumped. I was doing like a 24-hour live stream. I was like, bro, I should not have done this. Like I literally I'm about to pass out. I cannot move. I was like, bro, like okay, so like I don't know if you ever use Guest Star. Guest Star is great if you ever want to do any like live interview stuff. I was like, okay, well, listen, someone else has to like get on the stream with me right now because I'm incapacitated. I will just bring you in as a guest star, whoever wants to be on, like any like streamers in this chat. If you want to just take control of this chat, like of the rest of the stream, feel free because I am done. I cannot. I just I don't know, but yeah, I would want to do mukbangs more consistently, but they're like first of all kind of expensive.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And also it's like I don't even know how to go on with the rest of my day if after that, like after the mukbang is over.
Yeah, it would have to be like more YouTube content. I don't even think I would enjoy doing a mukbang live. I feel like that would actually ruin the experience if it's not really ruined
I definitely and but the thing is like what else you go I just posted a picture in our DMs about me doing this mukbang. But yeah,
you do not look that happy right there.
I was not happy. I was literally in like about to fall asleep. Like I was like 22 hours into the 24-hour subathon. I'm like, I gotta go. Like I gotta stop. I need help. Please, someone help me. Yeah, but another thing too is like they like talk about like stuff. I was like, I don't even know like how to talk to myself for an hour without the chat.
Yes, you can. You can do it. And the best part is with like if it's just a mukbang, it's like, dude, all you have to do is talk about the food. You can talk about like whatever the hell else comes to your mind, but like that's like the additive stuff. When I'm watching somebody, like yeah, they'll always go on to some tangent because something's always brought up. But for the most part, it's just describing the food. You could just be in silence too while you eat most of it and just it doesn't even matter what you fucking do. You just got to have a nice 4K camera, nice lighting, and the fucking food has to be displayed. And you have to like explain, you know, the tastes and shit. At least I'm like as the viewer, like this is what I want. This is what I demand from my mukbang YouTubers. But there's really not much. You just eat. Like that's all it really comes down to. Just fucking eat. That's why I want to do it because it just seems fucking easy. Because I fall in love with the mukbangs that just go hard on the food, you know, just like get something, talk about it, have a great setup, and that's all you need, really. Just
okay, so two questions for you. If you were to do a mukbang, what kind of food would you like? First ever mukbang, Sae Bae's first. No, like what are you ordering? What specifically?
I think the first mukbang I do, I would do like a pizza.
Pizza?
I got like pizza and like a dessert or something and just fucking eat there and just talk and just chill. But I mean, I would get everything. I would just
Would you get like excessive, like just one of every menu?
So
like
I would not go crazy. That's the big thing. I would treat it more like not just pigging out and going hard. Actually, I really could do that. That would actually make it more enjoyable, but it couldn't be like a consistent thing. It would be like once a week tops if I were to pig out. Because I can't have that be my life. I'm just picking out every day or even every other day. But no, I think I would just treat it more like just get shit that I would have already gotten, maybe go a little bit excessive because I'm going to be recording it. So just get extra things that I wouldn't normally have gotten. And then just lay it all out nicely and just fucking eat it until I'm full. I wouldn't even push myself to like eat all of it. I'd just eat until I'm like good. But I would still go harder than I normally would without a camera on me.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think you don't want to set too high of expectations where like, okay, now I'm known as the guy that finishes every goddamn thing because then you're just going to make
because
sick.
that's what's expected from now on.
Yeah,
you know,
you can't be doing that. You got to set expectations a little bit lower initially.
Set the table, you know, under promise, over deliver, you know?
Exactly.
I would say, like, I guess my second question, actually, no, before I go to the next question, actually, no. If for the second part of that why do you think mukbangs are like so like what like
dude? It's
why
the
are they
same.
So popular.
It's the same thing with movies. I mean, movies are so like I know nobody really thinks about this much, but like you just think of like movies and how so popular they are with just humans. Like we just fucking love watching movies. And the reason we do is because we get to almost like live and experience vicariously without the like stress or without the like anxiety and stuff of like actually having done it. So I think, I mean, obviously I feel like almost everybody has a sweet spot for food because it's just like nutrients. Like from the day you're fucking born, like food is like, you just have these attachments to it basically. And like, that's how comfort foods are made and shit. So naturally everybody loves food. And the other thing is you get to now watch a dude eat and you don't have to be judged for watching it. So like in real life, you cannot just go up to somebody and watch them eat. That's fucking impolite as hell.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine?
But it's the same thing with like movies. I bring you back to movies where it's like you could not be in these situations that movies brings you in without like in a normal situation you'd be like, holy shit, like I need to go, like, you know, if it's an action movie, like, I need to go call the police or like I can't be here, I feel unsafe. But you can just enjoy it, no stress. It's the same thing with mukbangs. No stress. You get to watch it. You get to watch somebody just fucking eat in front of you, and you know you're just doing it privately. It's like there's something about it.
I feel. Do you feel like you have to watch a mukbang while you're eating too, or do you
those are when they slap the hardest? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like like I don't watch them often, but I feel like they're best when I'm also eating something.
Dude, you might think I'm fucking. Everyone might think I'm weird, but like I even. Especially in high school. So like in high school, I had a phase toward like my senior year where I started getting a lot more like healthy and fit. I've had like moments in my life where I've been like way more fit and stuff, but like, man, I started like restricting what I ate a lot. Like I excluded all sweets and stuff for like 6 months. And the only way I was able to get through that is like basically watching other people just pig out.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Like there was
the OG mukbangs before they were a thing.
Oh yeah, okay. So there was this guy named Jamie the Bear McDonald. He was a YouTuber, and there was like this video. I probably watched this video like 20 times. It was like my go-to when I was really craving sweet stuff and I needed to like just not be tempted by it. I would just watch him eat 60 Krispy Kreme donuts, 5 fucking dozen Krispy Kreme donuts in like 8 minutes. And
oh my God.
it was like the perfect cure to like anything because you just see it, and then by the end of the video you feel sick almost just because of like how much this dude ate, and you're just like living vicariously through it. And so just having that experience gets rid of the temptation to go get your own donuts.
I mean, to be honest with you, I would just feel sick watching that person eat that much donut. Because you know, obviously, anyone that's ever eaten a Krispy Kreme donut, they're like heavy as hell. Like,
no, I would say they're that
like
heavy.
Your blood will literally like feel like it coagulates. Like,
I mean, it's just
after you eat one.
Oil and sugar, just like wet. I mean, just yeah.
I could never eat that many. Like I feel like I've eaten like 3 max, or else like my body just feels like it's gonna shut down.
Oh, I've eaten a dozen high.
My God,
dude, I got really fucking high. Like this is like 2 years ago, actually. I got so goddamn high that I ordered a pizza and then I fucking double dashed a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. So like I literally got.
Oh my God.
You know when you're just like in that state where you're just so fucking hungry and it's like you just want to taste everything. So I ate a whole fucking large pizza and then I ate 12 donuts on top of that. And I felt fucking sick. Oh my God,
bro!
I felt so
and you were
nasty.
high. That's the worst part.
Yeah,
like,
no. So I
were
felt
sick, and you were sick high. Oh my God!
The thing is, I actually felt pretty decent when I was still high, but like a couple hours later, when I'm starting to come down, I'm like, holy shit, I feel sick. Like that was horrible. That was a horrible life decision.
Yeah, hell no. I would never. I'm actually bad at being high. I'm like one of those people that like melt on the floor type high. Like,
do you get like anxious?
Not even that. Like, I feel like I'm like
just couched.
My heart's in my throat. I'm melted onto the floor. Like I can't. I'm not that good. I'm definitely out of all the things that one can have a vice in. I am not good at being weed high.
That's a good thing though, because then it's just not even a temptation. I was telling this on the Scotizo cast, but like, I mean, I had great experiences getting high for like the first 8 months or so. I did it pretty consistently, like 4 times a week or so. It was good. Like I didn't really experience any anxiety really. Like yeah, there was a few times I like overdid it and got a little paranoid, but like those are just the initial times. But then after about a year of doing it, I started getting like that anxiety of like, why am I doing this? You know, like, and then I was just like, why am I high? Like I still get high here and there. It's something about just boredom. I mean, it all comes down to just boredom at the end of the day. It's just like I'm literally doing this because I'm bored. And that like I'm not. It's always weird even just saying the term like I'm not addicted, because then people like just the fact that you're saying you're not addicted means you're addicted. But like truly, like it's just a boredom thing. It's like I'm not doing anything for the rest of the night, so I'm just gonna fucking get high because why not, you know? So.
I feel like I at one point in my life I was like getting high like every day. I used to work at this bakery overnight, and the cats there would just like smoke me up every single night. I'd be like, I'm good, and they're like, oh, all right, pussy. And I'm like, all right, I ate a bit, so give me that, give me that right now. And like we would like literally get high while making the bread. Like inside, like okay, we usually be a little sketchy place, and they would like smoke inside. I'm like, all right, well. I'm getting peer pressure to do this.
Yeah.
But
yeah. The problem is like there have been great times, you know, on weed, like getting high. Like it actually has. I mean, I'd consider it a psychedelic, and it's technically a psychedelic, but like it's very low effect, I guess. But or it's like psychoactive. I don't know if it's considered necessarily a psychedelic. But I've like come to some way crazy conclusions, and I've had ideas. I've had like crazy epiphanies, and yeah, like shit where I wouldn't. There's no way I'd think about this sober. And so just having those experiences has like been beneficial for me. So it's not like the whole thing is just a huge vice. I mean,
yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I feel like I've had my handful of high ideas, but it's just like I feel like
the cons outweigh the pros.
It's or equal. Like it's definitely not a pro for sure. It's just like the amount of bad things to the good things are just about. There's no net positive. Yeah, I will say.
Yep.
I would say about going back to that mukbang thing. I feel like if I was gonna do a mukbang thing, like if I was gonna stay consistent with it, I have to be like new restaurant. Like try a new restaurant every day, and then describe how good or bad the restaurant food is, or something like that.
Yeah, you have to do it in the way you want to do it. So like, you brought up a good point. Like trying new shit. Like, what do you want to do that's going to be sustainable and really fun? And for me, it's like, I just want to order exactly what I want to eat, and I'm not picky. Like I can pretty much eat anything. So that's already good for me if I were to do them. But like, dude, just order exactly what I want. Maybe go a little bit more extravagant because you're going to film it, and then just fucking enjoy it. You know, just treat it like a good moment. Don't be too camera shy. Just fucking love it, you know, and then upload it. I think people will see if you're like being like weird and shit. Just enjoy the meal, you know, and just go hard.
Dude, that's the thing about YouTube that's like kind of hard. It's like when you upload something just by yourself without like anyone else, it's like it's like you know, you kind of get like I just get like shy, and it's like crazy because like if there was this one person in the chat, I'd be okay, you know, like. I can make it work. There's one other person in this room with me, you know? But the moment there's nobody here and it's just me and his camera, no. You would be fine. It might take a few, like, just to get into the flow of it. But, dude, I mean, think about live streaming. Yeah, there's people there, but there's not actually people there. Yeah,
and you're going crazy, you know? Like, you can...
But I gotta pretend like there's people there. But I guess you can do the same thing with...
Yeah, you can do it. Now... I'm just saying, I think I'd be more comfortable just uploading it. Of course, you can do it live. In fact, it'd probably
no. I feel like it's better. I feel like it's better on YouTube versus live, because live I think it's like there's like just too much going on, and you can't really just like focus on the task at hand.
Yep.
You know, that's the hard part. Like it's not supposed to be interactive. It's supposed to be a one-way transaction. You know. It's me and my experience, and you just kind of like enjoy that experience with me. You know, if that makes any sense.
It's just funny that that's like legitimately a way to like make a career. Just fucking eat in front of people. Like,
Yeah, and some people make a lot of money.
I know, but it really is simple. It's just like being consistent. I watch this guy, what's his name? King Schratz. I think it's Schratz. He's like a mukbanger, but he just like reviews food generally. And I mean, he uploads every day. He literally eats, I believe what he said on one of his, I was about to say rambles, one of his like mukbangs is like, he just eats once a day, just dinner. But he records every single time he eats dinner, and it's always a lot. And like the dude's like, he's in great shape, you know, but he eats like a fucking pig, but he just eats once a day. And it's just, that's like his meal. That's like his fun, you know? It's just like, that's cool. And he's built, like he's got like 120K subs now. He shot up like 100,000 subs in like a year. Like just doing it every day. There's nothing inherently special about it. He just talks about what he's eating. That's it. I'm like, holy shit.
I wonder as a YouTuber versus like a Twitch streamer. Like obviously I don't know because I'm not a successful YouTuber. But do you and like I guess I feel like you almost you can't do it because you're a successful YouTuber and Twitch streamer. But like I feel like when you have like quote unquote fans, but you only like do YouTube, is it like I don't know, a community, or is it because you know like for like us, like we have a Twitch community.
Mm-hmm. Twitch is like, much more of a...
It's like
much
intimate.
More community. Yeah, oh yeah, way more. And that's just simply because of a live chat and like the features and just the way Twitch chat works. But like, at least when it comes to other categories, because again, like we're really into like RuneScape scene. I gotta say as well, I always have thoughts. I know the RuneScape scene's way bigger than we really think of it because like Settled, for example, is like over 600,000 subscribers. I mean, not every one of them plays RuneScape, obviously, but like the fact that the ceiling's higher than most of us really think is cool. But when you enter the mukbang arena, I mean, you have unlimited fucking audience potential. Like that scene is massive. So if you start getting a little bit of exposure, it's going to blow the fuck up. Like way harder than it would ever blow up with like RuneScape, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is like, I don't know. Like I feel like the best part about the content creator network like part right now is like the fact that we can like talk to a bunch of people that we never would talk to. Like I feel like if I was a mukbang streamer and then like I built this quote unquote community, I don't know if I would feel like as like close or as fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just the widespread demographic of it. You're not just now talking to
I guess that's true.
Late 20-year-olds that have all very similar childhoods where we all fucking played RuneScape as kids and we all like have this one common interest. It would definitely be super spread. I mean, you'd get people from all walks of life if you did like a mukbang thing. But like imagine you made like a Discord server and it's just your mukbang community. I mean, it would not be the same vibe whatsoever, but at least you could still make that community. That would be actually fucking crazy now that I'm thinking about it, because we are really kind of closed off from like the wider internet, you know? We just have our like RuneScape community.
I mean, and like whatever, like, you know, I don't know. It just feels like it would just be such a weird, like, I don't know, thought of us like having mukbang community. It's just weird just to think about, man.
Dude, I'm just fucking thinking about it now. Like I legitimately am like considering starting a new channel, just doing that. At least just like trying it, you know.
If you do it, can we do a mukbang video together in Tennessee? If you do it, if you would allow me, I will eat an enormous amount of food with you.
Dude, isn't Chungus making like some food or something? He said he was making us dinner or something. I don't know what it was exactly. It was like tacos or something. I literally can't remember at all.
Yeah, but I'm like ready to eat some good. Honestly, if we can score some local Tennessean food and we can just mukbang that, I'm down, bro.
We better get some like nice Nashville chicken.
Dude, that's one thing I really wanted to try. I asked Joe, he said, no, there's probably not going to be any around the area.
Really?
Because he's like, yeah, because we're going to go to like the boondocks. Like we're going to go to like East Bumblefuck, lost in the wilderness.
Dude, I know. I know the audience is probably just like, shut the fuck up about Tennessee. Like, I cannot. I am so excited. Like, holy shit.
No, listen, it'll be fun. When we come back, we're all gonna be changed. I don't know, maybe.
We all
Who
would have.
knows?
Yeah, we're all gonna have had some crazy experience where we're all like way closer now. Like we saw some shit in the fucking woods. Like,
Yeah, because you know, there's probably like bears and stuff there. I'm sure. You know, probably.
I'm just gonna trust Prison Joe to protect us. He probably got a gun or something.
I'm sure he does. You know, he lives in Tennessee.
Yeah,
so he probably does.
All right. Ian asks, let's see. Well, here, let's cover them all. So, what can you say attributed to the success of the Homies clan?
The right people in the beginning. And honestly, I think the fact that we first of all are very accepting no matter what walks of life you come from.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're not a piece of shit human, you are invited. I think that helps a lot in the success of the Homies. But also, I think like we had a good core. Like when we started, like we just had like the best people that you could have ever met in the internet, and we were all just genuine friends before it started. And you know what, too? Everyone was very cultured in the Twitch lingo.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone was like the best people that you could have had in your chat. You know, like we had me. Actually, I'm bad at chat. Jixie, Dang Cyanide, PV Self, Lee Gandhi, like friggin' a bunch of people from the It's Will community. Like, you know, it's just like we had like everyone that you would want to interact with. That was like a good person was started, like helped start the Homies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that and I think really we grew. Like every time we did a hunt, we grew even like larger every single time because I feel like it would just go around on Twitter or go around wherever social media goes around, and people are like, "Oh wow, they seem like a great wholesome group of individuals." You know, and I think the Homies have been shouted out a couple times too on this podcast itself. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So I mean that, you know, and I think just making the decision to, I don't know, kick people out that don't need to be there or restrict people that, I don't know, just keeping the culture correct.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's all about the culture. If I can summarize it in like one sentence, we focus on the culture, and that's really it.
That's cool. Where did the idea of the milk carton come from?
So if you do not know, if you're not a Mick Homie longtime subscriber, my previous name was Mick Dilk. Kind of like a quick spoonerism for dick milk.
Whoa! I never got that connection. What? Oh, kidding.
I think weren't you in my chat when I got banned?
Yeah, that was fucked up. I was like trying to come up with names like everyone else in the chat. We're like, we gotta fucking rename you quick.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
This actually happened yesterday, or I don't know when last time I went live. Maybe Sunday night. Someone messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you know, Mick Dilk is available." And I was like, "What do you mean Mick Dilk is available?" He's like, "I was looking at Twitch names, and Mick Dilk is available. Like for you to change, or like if you started a new account, Mick Dilk is an available name." So it's crazy because like I got banned for that name, but now anybody could just have it.
Weird. Did somebody already take it?
I took it just so no one could so like imposter
what
me
the
or
fuck?
whatever way to say. But
That
it's like,
is
why did
so
I even
weird.
get banned then? Why did I get banned if you could just put it back out there?
It's literally just bait to get you banned again, basically. Like here,
Pretty
take it
much.
again.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it's like I can never go back to McDilk though. Like I feel like I've grown past that name now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I feel like Mick Homie is kind of like grown on people. I feel like at this point
it has. One of his questions is actually, do you miss the old Twitch name?
No, I mean yes and no. I feel like it was good for like one time dick milk, but I feel like Mick Homie is really my like what what kind of like summarizes the stream more. It kind of feels like it's more me, really.
Yeah, I'm glad that you've taken it that way, because like it's the same thing with like Uncle, just getting your identity stripped from you just forcefully. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if I ever do when I get partnered, excuse me, let me stop thinking negatively like that. When I get partnered, I do have a name change though.
Oh
So,
shit. Oh shit.
I gotta keep it on a DL or else
Okay.
I'll lose the name.
Okay. By the way, my OBS scene has been totally butchered, so I haven't been able to pull up that image that you linked last time. And so when I offer this topic, just realize that I won't be able to pull it up on screen. But the new merch went insanely hard. Which design is your favorite?
I would say the certified bag fumbler. The certified bag fumbler.
Show me it. I want to see it. If you have it on hand. If it's too much.
I got it. Hold up. Certified bag fumbler is probably what summarizes me the most, honestly. Because, I am literally I am the biggest bag fumbler you can ever find.
Oh, that is dope.
Yeah, Uberu went hard on it. Shout out Uberu once again.
I'll have your site linked in the description, so anybody listening, go down in the description, click on it.
Listen, go mickhomie.com, check out the merch. Homies 60 if you want 10% off any order over $60. Consider.
Let's fucking go. This is what I need. So who helped you design your website, or did you do it yourself?
Uberu.
Oh, so Uberu, like with the website and everything, kind of helped.
So we go through Fourth Wall. Fourth Wall is like kind of like a plug and play type of like setup. It's all print on demand. Whale uses it as well. It's like same exact company, and it's like pretty user friendly for like someone that just wants to like start like have like a little part time like side merch store. Like they come with like different kits that you can kind of like preset. I know Oob went in and like added like the icon, got like the fonts and like all the other stuff. Like for the merch, the what's it called? The mock-ups looking nice and pretty. But it's very, very user friendly for sure. If you go through Fourth Wall.
Yeah, one of these days I gotta get somebody to set up my website, because to be honest, I already have a Shopify and like a Printify to make like those Sae Bae cast posters. I haven't put anything up publicly yet, but I've been working on it, so I think I already have that settled. I just got to get my like website designed if I ever do it. When I do it, I should say.
Head up, Oob. Good guy. Very professional.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, knowing that Uber did that shit, I might have to fucking reach out to him. We'll see. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll ask this, even though I feel like we already kind of know. But Huge Ass asks, what is the story behind your original username? Is it literally just a play on words?
So it's a play on words, but also like I have like a little bit brain defect where I actually often like mix up words all the time. Like not like mix up words, but like I will always like swap the first letter of two words if I'm like reading too quickly. I don't know what disease that is, dyslexia or whatever, but like it happens to me all the time.
Does it happen on stream a lot? Because that's where it always happens to me.
Stream, but also like in regular life, because I guess in regular life I don't really speak out loud as much. I'm sure if I like spoke what I like on stream, like you read, and then like you read something and you speak it out loud, right? So like it's a lot easier to like for it to come out. But I feel like if I read stuff more out loud in like regular life, I'm probably sure would come out more. Yeah, it just happens when I'm like trying to like quick like
dude,
do it quickly.
I do that too. I've noticed it on stream. It's always on stream though. I'll mix up like first letters. It's weird.
And like I'll like read it like perfectly too. Like if it was like written that way. I don't know. It's just so weird, man. Long form dyslexia, really.
All right. Prison Joe asks, are you guys excited about coming to Tennessee? I'm not. I'm pissed. No, I'm kidding. I've been fucking talking about it this whole podcast.
Prison Joe's been like, okay, bro, you cannot bail. Because I'm like, I don't know. I'm like 95% sure. Like, I am going to go to Tennessee. And he's like, listen, I will literally come to your house and put you in a vehicle and drag you here for you to come. No, honestly, I'm very just excited to meet with the homies again, and also like meet with the people I've never met before.
Yeah.
I feel like at TwitchCon, I didn't really do a good job like becoming friends with people outside of the homies community, and the San Diego, Tennessee, like I feel like it's like a good time to do that.
Yep.
Because it's like a little bit more intimate, you know. And I'm ready to shoot some guns. Hell yeah, brother.
What is your biggest fear in regard to a large scale streamer meetup in a remote location?
That I get shot. No,
It's all about the guns. Fucking Prison Joe brought up guns, and now you're just fucking terrified out of your mind. Prison Joe with a goddamn gun nonstop.
No, honestly, I feel very safe when Seth is around, you know.
Especially with his guns.
Yeah, especially with his guns. No, I guess my biggest fear is really like not being able to connect with anybody, and like be like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do here?
Is that actually a fear? Like, there's no way. Like, you're a personable person. I can't even imagine that being a fear for you. Like,
but I feel like I got my like insecurities. You know, it's like the same insecurities of like, oh, if I go live and no one's there, I'm really gonna be sad. But it's also like if I go to Tennessee and don't really like connect with anyone, I'm just gonna be like, oh, that's kind of
I think it'll be amazing.
You know, but that's all. I feel like that's always a fear deep down inside. You know, you don't think?
I mean, I just feel like it's just so. Even though I've never met anybody in the RuneScape scene, really, it's just very clear that everyone's extremely friendly. Like,
yeah, I agree with that.
And the fact that most of us can connect on such a deeper level because we're all like, well, most of us that are going there are streamers and have dealt with a lot of the same shit. It's like we have that connection already.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like it's just not gonna be. Now, if it was just a bunch of randos that were just gonna go fucking visit in Tennessee, like I would be fucking terrified.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you guys at all. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good. The only fear I really have is like, I don't know. I think I fear the transportation. Like I fear of like getting my flight delayed or something, and then I'm like a day late, and then somebody's got to pick me up, and I end up getting there late, or like somehow I miss my flight leaving. It's just shit like that stresses me out. But actually being there, it just sounds.
But those are
fun
easy fixes, though. You know, those are all easy fixes.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm driving. I got you, bro. I'm doing a 10-hour drive to get down there.
Damn.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm flying. It's expensive getting from Oregon to Tennessee, but
well, I thought it's crazy because I'm looking up flights, and my flight to go to Tennessee is actually more than the flight for me to go to Vegas.
Damn, what the hell?
Yep, I don't know. I do not know why. And so like, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, and plus like if you fly there, it's still like another 3-hour drive from the major airport. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, okay, so I got to go buy a airplane ticket. That's more than what I would be to go like to the other coast, and then still rent a vehicle anyways to drive there. So I'm like, yeah, no, it's pointless. At that point, I might as well just bring my own vehicle.
For real. Yeah, that's. I mean, if I was still living in Alabama, I would have definitely drove. Actually, Zoe even offered to just pick me up if I was still living there, because she was gonna drive up from Florida. That would have been fucking optimal. I wouldn't have to spend nearly a fucking grand on a plane ticket there and back.
That's how much it is. Yes,
dude,
that's the thing. Like, mine was like $700.
Yeah, mine was like $880 or something, and that was after like a discount because it would have been like $950 or something. But
ooh, Jesus,
yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like. And like even getting the ticket like over 3 months early too. It's just like, holy shit, like this is no joke. Why Ace asks, what's something that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
I used to break dance. I used to like go to like small businesses and ask them for their scrap boxes so I could tape it up and break dance in a parking lot.
So are we gonna see you break dance there?
Listen, I am much too. Listen, I tried like I don't know, maybe like a couple of years ago, and like I am much heavier. Like I used to be like when I used to break dance, I used to be like 130, 120 pounds.
Okay.
I am like I've put on much more weight than that. And I used to be like very like I used to work out like every day. I would make sure like I got like good arm strength, good wrist strength.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's actually a lot of it is like wrist strength.
Oh yeah.
Because like, if you don't have any wrist strength, everything just hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I used to break dance, and I guess some people are kind of surprised about that. I feel like.
Dude, that's something I'm kind of excited about, like meeting up at Tennessee for. Is just kind of seeing everybody, like their quirks almost, you know, like seeing how people really are besides being on stream. I think that's kind of exciting for me.
I feel like that is like one of the cool things definitely from San Diego that I like enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like even though like I talk to freaking Lopsy every week, like just like actually seeing him and like the things that he does IRL is like wow. it's like different. Not like it's bad, but it's like that's different.
Yeah, you just don't expect it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited. Okay, a cold one is speaking in code. He says, "You're on episode 107. This was posted on 3/11/2023. When I saw it at 8 comments. What is 107 minus 3 minus 11 minus 20 minus 23 minus 8?"
It is rent free. That's what it is. It is 42. And I don't I don't know if you know the meme, but 42 is always in everyone's mind. It is literally rent free.
Yeah, I heard that from Travis 42 when I had him on the cast like a year and a half ago.
Yep.
He was like, trust me, as soon as this podcast is over, you're never gonna not notice 42s. And I swear that it took me like 2 hours and I stopped noticing 42s, to be completely fair.
Oh, really?
I completely
okay, so
just didn't.
You know what's funny
shit.
about that? For the longest time, 73 would always pop up. Every time I saw a 73, I'd be like, meme number. But now it's like, dude, I see 42 fucking everywhere. It's literally rent free. It's like, I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like if your community was like, would always bring up a rent free situation, I feel like you see it more. But like, I feel like, because, you know, 42 EU, you probably know him.
Yeah,
he
replied to that.
Is a big part of the homies. So there's always a 42 EU situation going on, you know?
That's funny. 42, yeah, but you know what's weird is like, you know how humans kind of do that, like where we start like kind of seeing patterns and just kind of noticing random stupid things and like giving them meaning. Dude, like,
it's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know why we do it, but like one of those numbers now is 27 and 27 and 23, which is ironic because it almost kind of spawned from me like being 27 years old and having experienced a lot of things. Like this has been like even though it's not been like an amazing year where everything's perfect, it's definitely been like one of the greatest years of my life. And so
it's like positive for you, like very positive.
Yeah,
so far.
It almost like has a different meaning now. Like when I see the number 27, it gives me like a better like vibe. I don't know what it's so weird that does that, but like it is almost like subconscious. Like it's never like I consciously was just like, oh, 27 is now my new favorite number. It's like it just kind of like slipped into my mind randomly, and
dude,
now I see it.
That kind of like brings up like it's like crazy like how much like the brain could affect like really like just like your everyday like oh well you good things happen to me on the 2023 and it's like it's just crazy, and then now your brain is gonna be like everything that's like 23 related is gonna be more positive than others.
Dude, okay, sorry to get like hella deep, but I remember why I brought up I think I remember why I brought up that Lex Friedman episode with Sam Harris earlier, because I think I was talking about I think so he's the first person that kind of brought up the illusion of free will or whatever, and like I started getting into believing in determinism a bit more, just simply because just simply the fact that like we didn't choose to be born, like
Yeah.
it was never our choice to be like born. Like this is who I am. It almost was just like put on us. It makes me think, I don't know. I get excited because one of the things that Sam Harris said at the very end of the podcast that was like really enlightening was the fact that we're almost in a way just experiencing reality as it's just playing out. Almost like if everything was already like predetermined and everything's just going like, even though that can kind of sound like kind of like depressing in a way where we don't really choose what we're doing and we're just kind of like doing it, even though like we think we're making our own choices, technically like there's so many influences that
programmed.
are just, like we're just being influenced by everything so that we're not really choosing our choices freely. Like there's just so many factors that were against our free will that are, or whatever it works. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is just because of like, it is really cool to think that we don't really know why we're here, and it's going to all kind of like make sense in a way because like if we do see it in a deterministic point of view, it's like everything's just happening and we're just like experiencing it. So the reason I brought up this whole thing was because I was talking about mushrooms earlier and like that freedom and like that kind of relief of the existentialism I used to think about. Like it's the way of thinking that we're just kind of like living the experience of like you living through, Mick Homie, like you are you and you're just kind of like experiencing it and knowing that it wasn't ever really your choice in the first place to like be here or be born is kind of like relieving in a way. I don't know why I bring this up, but it's just been on my mind.
Do you feel like, like things are just going to happen because they're already meant to happen? Like,
well,
and it's like better free. It's like a little bit easier to think about it like that, where it's like, well, it's already predetermined.
I think part of it was just the idea because I like just grew up thinking like the whole time like I have free will, like I make choices, this is how it is. But then you really start thinking about it like, well, the fact that I didn't choose to be created in the first place basically means that I technically don't really have free will. I just am whatever the hell is happening. Like I'm experiencing shit, but like, and it feels like I have the choice to make stuff, which is great and all. It's still cool to experience it, but like. I don't know. It's just that relief of realizing I am clearly not in control in a way that is almost liberating to just be like,
I like that.
You know what I mean?
like that thought. Yeah. I like that thought because really, and then it's like, it kind of like gets better too. Cause now you're like, you can, I wouldn't say like not stressed out so much.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's exactly the point of like, dude, like everything that's in your life is just happening. Like you did not choose for any of this to happen. So the grand picture of everything, because I think there's definitely going to be some crazy shit that happens after death. I have no idea what happens, but at the same time, it's like shit. Like I'm just going to experience it. Like whatever happens, the fact that I'm conscious right now means there's probably something crazy that's going to happen after this life, and just to kind of have that relief of realizing like I'm not in control of this. I've never been in control of what's happening technically in my life is kind of a relieving thought. And that's kind of what helped me on my trips earlier, was just realizing like I'm realizing you're not in control is like liberating in and of itself. But yeah,
I kind of like, I gotta listen to that.
I'll literally link you a timestamp because the way he puts it is so much more elegant, and I'm like, oh yeah, that fucking hit like right.
No, because it definitely feels good. Like that thought I know is like a in my head right now feels like it's a good like way to look at it.
Yeah, it's just like comforting. It's like okay, like I don't have to take everything so goddamn seriously. Like I get really into my head about a lot of things.
Same.
Especially if my life's not going like the way, if I don't feel fully autonomous. I brought this up in the Tasty and Prison Joe cast as well, of like this feeling of when you're not doing what you want to do, that's when unhappiness generally happens. Is like you clearly want to do something, but you're not acting on it. Like you're not doing it. Yeah. And that's usually just what ends up you being miserable. And so I don't know, in a way it's kind of like you can't have everything, you can't control everything, everything's temporary. I don't know, there's some sort of peace and resolve that comes from that thought.
there's definitely a resolve when you gotta think about it like as the big picture. You are not control of everything. Like that's kind of like how I look at it, and that's kind of like adds on to it too.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I often like snowball myself into like a mindset where I'm like things are not going my way, and I'm like get like so into my head and like how I like, and then it gets even worse because I have a mental disease of some sort, and it's like when you take a step back and you're like, okay, listen, then maybe this is already a predetermined, or like this is like way out of my control, or since the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
It definitely makes it a lot easier, for sure.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Kind of looking through the topics, it looks like we've pretty much.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Go.
I will
go for it.
answer Mato's question. He says, "Which do you think will come first, a Twitch partnership or a successful vasectomy?"
Yeah,
Love
I
you
read
and the
that.
homies,
I wasn't
best
sure
community.
I wasn't sure what to make of that, so I kind of ignored it. But yeah, go for it.
I hopefully listen. I just got my sperm tested. Hopefully, we're clear. But honestly, if Twitch wants to give me a check mark before my tubes are clear, listen, I hope for the best.
Shit. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, last time I had checked, I was batting 1.73 million per milliliter. So we'll see.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Any other ones that popped out that maybe I didn't cover? I feel like at least some of them we've briefly touched on, so I didn't want to make a whole nother topic about something we've already sort of covered, but I may have missed something.
I think we got everything. Listen, if we didn't answer your question and you're here and you want to ask a question, literally just pop in the live stream.
Yeah. That's good incentive. You got to go follow him on Twitch, boys and girls. Mick, I'll be honest, I had a fucking great night tonight. It's been over 3.5 hours, which is so crazy because literally the last time I really looked at, I mean, besides going to the restroom earlier, but like seriously, like that from 1 hour to 3 hours just zoomed by. I don't know how it happened.
Flew by. I didn't even realize it was 3 hours already.
Yeah.
I've literally been mining sandstone this whole entire time. Did not realize.
I've been chopping redwoods all fucking night. It's been good. But yeah, Mick, this was really nice. Thank you for coming on, and you guys got to invite me onto your cast one of these days.
Yes, soon.
For the whole like, oh yeah, I wanted to ask, how is that face cam vibe? Do you, I'll be honest, like Base After Dark and Real Homie Hour, like I'm a little envious of the fact that like, obviously you have guests that choose not to have a face cam on, which would happen inevitably with the Sae Bae cast if I had chosen to have face cams, but there is definitely that extra appeal to, seeing the guests, and I don't know, that's I don't know.
I would say there's definitely a lot. It helps with building the connection with the guest for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like when I see like a guest's reaction or like because like I want to say a face never lies, but like when you look at someone's face and their actual honest reaction, like you can kind of like get it like as honest as it comes, unless they're like a professional liar or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I like that about it, but I will say like the coziness of this, like I can feel like I can open up so much more not having a camera on my face. Like it's just like so, it's like a little bit more easygoing. You know what I mean? Like I don't have like this thing that's like, bing, look at me. Like
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I totally feel that. Like I almost kind of regret not having just tried out face cam cast. The thing is, I have like that. I get too obsessed with like standardizing every episode. So if not every cast can be camera, then I almost don't want any to be.
So the thing I would say too is like the it's a little bit more different. See, like this is a little bit more intimate. Like you and I together.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you and I were on the cast together with the face cams, it's a little too much. That's like it's like way intimidating.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And the fact that I what made it a lot easier for me to like open up is like it's just like this is like a cozy. It's like a lot more cozy. If we had a face cam on, I would not have been able to talk to you for 3.5 hours by ourselves. Like
That's a good
definitely
point.
not.
Dude.
Think about think about like a job interview for 3.5 hours. Someone
true.
just sitting in front of you. I
true.
could not do that.
It's true, man. You know what? Like, I really one of these days, one of these years where who knows? Maybe the Sae Bae cast gets a little bit bigger. I can start flying out guests because like real one-on-one in-person conversations have got to just be the best. I mean,
Yep.
it's
like a
so
heart to
much
heart,
better. It's so much better, but it's just so much more planning and so much more money and so much more just like everything. But that'd be fucking awesome.
Dude, it'll be great. I know. I think we're doing possibly doing a podcast episode at Tennessee. I mean, I don't know. They are doing a podcast episode. I'm sure you'll be invited to be on, but it's fun to do it in person for sure.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that's the dream. Well, Mick, we don't have any more questions, so I guess like sort of final thoughts. I guess I'll just share like I'm proud of what you and Lopsy have done with Real Homie Hour. I wish you the best of luck with continuing it. Wish you the best of luck with your stream and other like future endeavors. I think you got what it takes to really be the creator that you see yourself being. I mean, it's just time, effort, consistency. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But you clearly have the passion for it. It's very apparent in the way you talk about everything. So, and the way you talk about your community, like what I've noticed throughout this conversation is like what really it comes down to is like the people you're interacting with, which is what it should be. So got your heart in the right place. You got your priorities straight. It just sounds like it's just a matter of keeping on. So
Yep.
Good luck with that.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. No, I don't have any doubt. It's just everybody's different. It's exposure. Everything's unfair online and stuff, and it just eventually it happens with enough passion and consistency. So,
listen, shout out the homies. Thank you guys for anybody that pulls up to the live stream every single day or shoots the shit on Discord. You guys are the best. I love you.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, down in the description, you're going to go follow Mick Homie on all of his socials. I'll have it all down there. Go check out his merch, by the way. It's actually there's some pretty dope shirts on there and some hoodies as well. So thank you, Mick, once again for being on. And if you when I get invited onto their podcast one of these days, I'm not going to like self-invite myself, but it's going to happen one of these days.
It happens sooner than you think.
Yeah, I'll have it shared on this channel so you guys can be aware. Also, just go follow, Real Homie Hour. Go check it out. It's if you like long form RuneScape, not RuneScape focus the whole time, but just people around the community. If you guys like long form conversations, definitely go check that one out. And that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on.
Cool. All right, guys, have a great night. Peace out.
Bye.